Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Want to thank everybody for being here that's here, which is 09 Fat Boy. Welcome, PA Biker 65, XAN Biker. Thank you for coming. Ray's Motor Life, thank you for being here. Let's see, did I miss anybody? I don't think so right now. And anybody else who's not in the side chat. But first off, little house cleaning or housekeeping. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Yankee Harley Davidson, Cape Cod Harley Davidson, and the Heyman Law Firm. Your injury lawyers, they specialize in motorcycle injury. So without further ado, tongue tie here, why everybody's here, live from YouTube, the one, the only, Doodle on a motorcycle. What's up, Doodle? Welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah. Hey, Evil Rick is in the house too. Hello, Evil Rick. Long time no chat. He and I were on the Bent Ridge podcast today on the side chat for a little while.
Oh.
But welcome, Doodle. I got some questions for you.
Okay, I'm ready.
I just said it to you, but I'm going to say it again. I think you're adorable. I think you're authentic. I think you are true to who you are. And it really shows in your content. Like the last video I saw when you went for a ride for the Ozarks, you said to everybody how you felt about it. And the video before that, where you showed all of your trips and your falls, I thought that was kind of interesting way of looking at it and putting that out there so everybody could see, hey, look, I do make mistakes. And these are all the mistakes I made. And you laughed at yourself, which I think is amazing. What went through your head when you're putting all that together?
Probably that, man, when I put all of these together back to back, I look like I have no clue what I'm doing. But I promise there is some riding upright in between those drops.
Yeah, right on. Now, you prefer riding the adventure bikes, is that correct?
That's such a debate because I love the variety of bikes. What I have, I still haven't, the video doesn't come out. It should come out next Friday, actually. So
okay.
The rest of YouTube doesn't know yet. So I ended up finally choosing a bike after test riding a bunch last year, and I went with an adventure bike.
Nice.
But I wouldn't say that is necessarily my favorite. It's just the most versatile for me right now because I can swing one bike right now, and I really considered a bagger, but I wanted something that could do both the highway touring and have the possibility to go off-road. So
right.
I decided to get a little, what would you call it? A 2-in-1 for now.
Yeah.
But I do want a bagger in my garage. That's my goal, either a Heritage or a Road King. King, if I practice, but we'll see.
Right behind me, I'm in front of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's
is that a Road Glide?
It's a 2022 CVO Road Glide in that envious green fade paint job.
Ooh.
It's very pretty. I love that bike.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, very pretty. Like I said, I love that bike. Now, you started your channel back in June of 2016, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep, that was my first video.
What made you decide to do a YouTube channel?
Well, at that point, I had watched so much YouTube about motorcycles because about 8 months before that is when I took the MSF course, and 6 months before that was when I got my first bike. And I didn't know anybody who rode, and I was so excited about it. I wanted to talk about it so badly, and I just didn't know who to tell. So YouTube felt like a natural place to do it since I was already hanging out in the comment section of so many other YouTube videos there.
Mm-hmm.
So it really just started out as a way for me to talk to other people about it. And I just an overshare because it's to prevent myself from doing that in person with people.
That's understandable. Now, you hit your 1,000 subscribers in February of 18. So about a year and a half it took you to get to 1,000. That must have been a great feeling to hit that goal.
Yes, I felt like I had made it. I was
Yeah.
like, where's my plaque? I don't have a plaque for 1,000 subscribers.
You got the 100,000 plaque though.
Yes. Just last
That's
summer I went.
somewhere. Yeah, I don't know. Just it's
Somewhere.
over there thrown in the pile with dirty
Oh,
laundry. You know.
No, I have it hanging up on my wall.
Oh, there you go.
I mean,
There you go.
last summer when I
Yep.
think I got
And
it.
as of this afternoon, you had 136,000 subscribers. That's awesome. I think you are one of the YouTube royalty in my eyes.
Ooh.
Yes,
Cool.
I put you up there with Blockhead Moto, Professional Monkey, Her Two Wheels, Meg from Meg's Motorcycle Journey. To me, you guys are the YouTube royalty. It shows in your subscriber count, and it shows in your content. You guys put out some amazing content. I love your editing. You said in one of your videos, sometimes it takes you 40 hours to edit a video.
The longest it's taken me to edit a video was 30 hours. And I want to say that was either my solo road trip to the Tail of the Dragon or solo road trip to Key West. So like road trip videos usually take the longest, anywhere from 17 on the very low end and low 30 on the very upper end. But
see, I must be doing something right or wrong, because when I shoot videos, it's in segments, and I trim the front and back of me starting and stopping, and then I just put the video together, and that's it. And it probably shows in my videos, because I am new to this. I've been at this now just over a year. February 3rd was my 1 year. And thank you. And I'm having more fun now than I did a year ago. A year ago, I was so nervous in front of the camera. With my years of being an NCO in the Army, I was very, driven to talk that way to the camera. And it took some people to tell me, hey, loosen up, relax, be yourself. And I was, to where I am now to where I was a year ago, I'm completely excited and thrilled, and I feel blessed. I really do. I mean, met some great people on here. Everybody in the side chat, I miss White Meza. He's on. Frogzilla is on. Hello. Gliding on Twos is here. Moto Noggin is here. The Millie Life is here. Hello. I was just on with her. She did a recording for a video she's putting together. She's awesome.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if
I see Amanda and Wit was there. I recognize them.
Mikey Moto Psyche, he's on. Tweedle D is in the house. What's up? So, going along, doing the solo road trips, as you mentioned, I always personally, I don't like taking solo road trips. God forbid something happens. I want somebody there with me that can help or get help. How do you drive through it to just, crush the miles you do on a solo trip? Like you went solo to Sturgis, didn't you?
I did, but I went from Denver, Colorado. So it was a little shorter. It just took me a day to get there. Yeah,
but from getting from Georgia to Denver, that was a solo trip.
I guess so. It was a flight though, so I don't know if I quite have the
okay
part. Yeah. I calculated riding there and back, and I was like, I could not swing the basically 2 weeks I would be on the road. Like, I got a lot of work to do. It looks. I mean, YouTube videos, all you see is the fun part, but there's a lot of behind the scenes work that goes to.
Very painful when you get up and you got saddle sores and your back's hurting and your fourth point of contact in the Army. We call that your derriere, your tush. Trying to keep it PG-13 gets very sore. If you don't have the right seat, but. The adventure bikes are pretty cool. I can't wait this year. I'm going to be taking out the Harley Davidson Pan American bike for basically a ride around town. I know you did the big Pan American thing out in California with a lot of other YouTubers, and you were very lucky to get that. How was that experience?
That was so hard. I wish I could have done. So we did it. It was 2 days. The first day was training. That's where by the way, I should preface, because once I started posting all these drop videos, people are like, I'm never going to let this girl ride my bike. I'm like, it's not just randomly on the road, not all the time. It's because I do all these hard training classes. But so anyways, it was 2 days. The first day was training and the second day was riding. And I wish I could have had that first day of training 10 times over, like a week and a half of it.
Right.
And it was challenging for me because that's a big boy, and it's pretty tall, even though it does have the adaptive seat height seat height.
Yep.
It's still it was still pretty top heavy for me. So it was very challenging, but a lot of fun and so beautiful. And it was kind of neat because, I mean, we were all YouTubers, so that made it fun.
Yeah, I mean, you got to make some connections to people you didn't know and people you did know previously. You got to see again, which is always nice, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I speaking of which, are you going to Daytona this year?
I don't think so. I'm trying to, but I'm leaving cross country for a cross country trip in a couple of weeks.
Mhm.
So I'd be cutting it really close.
Yeah.
But I'm actually kind of considering possibly like leaving my bike somewhere like in California and then flying for Daytona for a couple days and then coming back so that I can ride my bike back home.
Well, if you could do me a favor, let me know if you do that. If you don't mind, I'll pick you up at the airport. I'm going to be down there from the 2nd to the 12th.
Okay.
And I'm staying at the Crackleberry, but if you want, I could pick you up, bring you right into Daytona. I don't care. I'll be out there riding. That's all that matters.
Nice.
I'm sure the wife won't have a problem with you getting on the back.
You're asking me to go on the back of your bike?
Well, her high school best friend will be on the back of my bike one day.
What about if you come and pick me up and then I ride on the front?
And I ride on the back?
Yeah. I'm just kidding.
Right on the back of my own bike. I've never put that thought together. But you know, I'd love to meet you face to face. Are you planning on doing any of the rallies this year? And if so, which ones?
I haven't decided that yet, but I know I definitely want to go to Sturgis again. Those roads were just so incredible. And I really want to check out Myrtle Bike Beach in South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Let me open up my rally calendar. Yeah, those were the two I definitely wanted to make.
All the rallies I won't be going to this year.
Oh, really?
And I used to go to Myrtle every year for 5 years.
Oh, wow.
But you know, just like I live in Connecticut.
Oh, that's where I was born.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, I mean, I only lived there for like 6 months, so I don't remember it.
You don't remember it?
Yeah.
Right on. I'll be up at Laconia for a few days. I'm going to be at Americade for a day. I'm going to be at Gettysburg for the full rally time, which is a Thursday through Sunday. I'm going to be at Milwaukee for the 120th anniversary party.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to that. And I'm going to be at the Catskill Mountain Thunder in New York.
Oh, nice. That's a whole.
I've never been to that one. I was in Ocean City last year for the first time. Excuse me, and it was a good time.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's a nice list you got there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a busy summer, between working in my garage, working my full-time job, filming, editing, and then taking care of family.
Yeah.
It really fills up the plate.
Oh, yeah. I don't know how you do that. I could barely take care of myself when I was doing YouTube and working my job.
And you have a husband, correct?
Yes. He helps a lot with that. Like when we first moved in together, our deal was that we would switch off cooking and cleaning, like cleaning the dishes and stuff for dinner.
Right.
And he is like, when I was doing YouTube, when I had my office job, he just started doing all of it. He just started doing dinner and the cleaning out. And he was like, no, go ahead, finish your video, work on your video. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, he's super supportive.
That's awesome. Now, where do you see Doodle on a motorcycle going within the next couple of years? I have my cheat sheet here. I know where your plans are for this year.
Yeah.
And I hope you meet your goals for this year. I really do.
Thank you.
So
I would love to have a team. So for instance, like I think it would be awesome to have like a a full-time camera person and video editor, and someone that I can really just trust and that I think is just very talented at putting a good story together, like even better than me. I may have found that. I actually have 2 editors I very recently started using, and they're doing a really good job. And so something like that would be great, and bonus if that's someone that could be on the camera too, and that's fun to watch. So that would be really cool. And I would love to do some more training, but training with like very skilled and unique people. So I did champ school, like, which is kind of like a track day, but
I saw that video, 226 miles an hour.
Yeah, that was the goal. And then I realized that's like pretty much impossible, especially for if you're like a brand new racer.
So how fast did you actually get on that track?
I don't know. I think I know I hit triple digits, but that's all I know, because
fast enough to make you feel like your hair was on fire?
Yeah, no, not quite. Not that fast. It was just so much of looking so much of because the track doesn't have a ton of straightaways, and the ones that it does have aren't very long. So much of it like requires your eyes to be up ahead. So I just wasn't looking at my speedometer, and a couple times that I did look at my speedometer, it was a quick glance, and then it was already time to start turning again.
Yep, because you go where your eyes go. If you look down, you're going down.
Yeah, and I don't want to do that.
No, nobody wants to do that.
Yeah,
but that looked like it was a lot of fun. I did the Superbike school in Laconia back in 2087. I'm sorry, 1987. 2000. Nice. No, back in 1987 when I was 17 years old. I'm old, but you know.
Oh, nice. Yeah, the champ school, what I really liked about that was it's taught by a team of professional racers, like people who are currently racing professionally, currently or past. And so I'm looking to do something more like that too. Like I would love to be able to train with motor police officers. I've reached out to many police departments, and some of them have responded, but then once I've responded back, I don't know, maybe I ruined it, but I stopped getting responses. So
they looked up your arrest record. They're like, no.
Yeah, maybe. So that would be really cool if I could like do something with motor police officers, something with professional stunt riders, just like people who are just very skilled in the industry. And if I can't find them, then maybe instead of titling it I trained with professional racers, it could be something like I trained like a motor cop.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you're familiar with the East Coasting crew. They have a YouTube channel. They're here in Connecticut. They do a lot of stunt riding. Most of it is on the street. They do it on the highways, but they also
fired from the MSF.
But they also do a lot of it in a closed course. So if you're interested in coming to Connecticut, I could hopefully arrange it with the East Coasting crew that they could help you and train with you.
Ooh, okay. Let me look into them first. And because I actually East Coasting crew?
Yep. East Coasting
crew. Stunt riders. Okay, let me look them up first, and then I'll get back to you.
But if you're interested, let me know. You got my email, you got my Instagram, which is apparently you do. So you can always reach out to me, and if you want something like that to happen, I could do my best to make it happen.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. They're a bunch of great dudes. They really are. And they do a lot of stunt riding on dynos, sportsters, softails. A couple of them have baggers.
Ooh.
They'll bring the front end of a road glide or a street glide to 1 o'clock.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then turn around and touch the ground behind them. I'm like, you guys are nuts.
Wow.
I couldn't do that.
Yeah, I'd like to do that. I mean, not on the street, but
right.
I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, because I saw the video with you and Meg at the stunt riders there in Sturgis this past year. That must have been a great show to watch.
Yeah, that was so cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was really cool. I'm like,
So
I
you
wanna-
crush a lot of miles a year. How many miles do you actually say you put down on the bike a year? Have you ever
uh,
tracked it?
no.
No.
I mean, I have, but I've never counted them together. Like I can tell you, yeah, I don't know. And plus, because I've done it like every trip I did last year was on a different bike, and none of them were mine. Um, I've tried to count it and I can keep track of it. Like I could go back to my videos and be like, okay, that was
Right.
2,000, that was 1,000 miles, and count it that way.
I'm going to
Yeah.
say very easily 20 to 30,000 miles with the travels that you made last year.
Total, like in just 1 year.
Total. Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know if I did that much, but I'm glad it looks like that I did.
Well, I do 10,000 miles a year and I don't really, get as out and as long as far as you do. So that's what I'm basing it off of.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, I'll have to count it and then I'll let you know.
Yep. That's kind of curious. I know a lot of people would like to. Now, your new motorcycle that you got, you said what did you get?
I got a Triumph Tiger 900 GT Pro.
Nice.
So it's not the low version, so it's a bit of a learning curve, but that's what I wanted because then I could just keep practicing for like an actual off-roading ADV bike because that's not the off-road version. The off-road version is the Rally, but they're really similar. And I figured since especially to start, I'm going to be doing probably mostly highway, but for training, like I was planning on training with Jocelyn Snow on this bike when I ride cross country. She's in California. And so for the training, I'd switch the tires to some off-road tires and then switch it back to
You did some training already with her.
Yeah. And
mounting and dismounting the bike when you're vertically challenged with the bike that's so high up. I saw that video. That was awesome.
Thank you.
It must not have been a very comfortable feeling when you first started doing that to dismount the bike, riding the clutch in and the brakes at the same time, front brakes.
Yeah.
Is that how that's done?
For what? For what?
When you dismount the bike while it's riding?
Let me think. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, because you have to stop it and you can't use your foot because you're hopping off.
Right.
So.
I thought that was pretty cool. It was like dismounting a horse, back in the days when people used to ride horses.
I know. Yeah. I actually haven't practiced that since that a year ago then was when I took that training with her, and that was the last time I did that. So that's another dream and I'd love to have like my own like obstacle course like she has in her backyard so I can practice all that stuff.
Okay, so next purchase is like a 90-acre farm.
Yes. I'd be happy with like 5 acres even.
5 acres with its own little off-road course that you could go play in.
Yes.
Whether it's on an adventure bike or a quad or
and then bonus like a pad of like pavement so I can also practice slow speed skills on like on my bagger that I don't have yet, but I have in my head.
I'm sure you will have your bagger because you seem like the type of person, there's something you want, you do your best to get it. And whatever bagger you decide will be the right bagger for you. I wish you all the luck with getting that bagger. Thank you. There's always the debate, street glide versus road glide. Technically they're the same bike.
Yeah, just the fairing's different.
Just the fairing and where it mounts on the bike. That's it. It's the same frame, same wheels, same motor, same trans, same tires, same everything. Same.
Yeah. I think the road glides are prettier. I love that fairing.
Yeah.
I think they look a little more modern, I'd say.
I've been slipping up, guys. I am so sorry. Look at this.
What, the chat?
Yeah.
Let's pay attention to the chat for a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, Robert and Mikey. Oh, Anonymous is there. Evil Rick. Amanda behind Ruby's fairing. Stephen Turner gliding on twos. Oh, someone's name is just Road King.
Yeah.
We have a Road King talking to us.
XAN Biker, good dude. Ray's Motor Life, another good dude. They're all good dudes, all good people in here,
Yeah.
Tweedledee.
Mike Will Bike.
Yep.
That's a good name.
Yep. there's a lot. What that brings up a good question. What brought the name Doodle on a motorcycle?
So that was a nickname given to me by my first martial arts instructor. I used to do graphic design for his martial arts school. And one day I thought he said, "What do you have for me, Doodle?" And I was like, "Did you just call me Doodle?" And he was like, "No, but I will." And after that, him and everybody at my martial arts school called me Doodle. Like I never heard my name again.
All right, so let's get this right. Not only are you a badass on YouTube, a badass on two, you're a badass in hand-to-hand combat.
I don't know if I'd call myself a badass, but
I would. I would.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
I'm just
That's really awesome.
Overcompensating in every area I can.
Yep. So the name Doodle came from because you were sketching for your martial arts instructor. That's cool how that came about. That's totally different than normal. That what people do. Like Professional Monkey, he went into how he got that, and that was pretty cool. Mine was because everybody called me Dr.Harley because I was working on everybody's Harleys, and and the name of the shop was Chops Custom Cycles, and they're like, "Well, you're Dr. Harley," and that's how that name came about.
That's a good name. Yeah, a nickname has to be given by others. I feel like you can't.
Yeah, it's like a road name.
Like a road name?
Yes, you can't give your own road name. You have to earn it.
How do you get a road name?
Well, my road name is Chop. And that's when I was in motorcycle clubs. And, my last name's Chop. And they couldn't come up with something that I earned. So they just kept calling me Chop. So my road name became Chop.
Oh, okay.
And you would always, in that lifestyle, you would always introduce yourself as, your road name and what club. So it was always Chop. They tried different things, but never really stuck like Chop did.
Chop, that sounds cool.
Yeah, that's my last name.
I just missed a comment that popped up on our screen, and yes, you can call me Doodlebug. Oh, there it is. It came back.
Doodle on a bug. No, I'll just keep calling you Doodle. I like it.
I'm okay with that.
Create your own conversations in the side chats. Yeah, right on. That's what it's there for, Exactly. Well, normally what I do is at the 1 hour mark is I open this up for open mic night. You're more than welcome to stay on. We've only been at this not even 30 minutes yet. So, we got plenty of time.
Okay.
I'll
probably have to hop off actually, because I'm currently in one of the edits that takes me closer to 30 hours. And
okay.
I'm kind of tight. I'm like not sure if I can make it by the time I want to publish it. So I'm
okay.
Have to hop
How about if I do this? I open up this chat to everybody, and whoever wants to jump in and ask you a question, you'll see them on the screen and get some FaceTime with them.
Ooh.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Because this is all about you tonight. So if anybody wants to pop in and, introduce yourself and say hi to Doodle or ask Doodle a question, here's the link. Feel free to pop on in.
Whoa.
And we'll have you, talk to Doodle.
Whoa.
Determined. Yeah, she is determined.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
I get that a lot, which I find funny because I'm like, well, what's the other option? If you want something, why are you going to stop?
Right.
I don't know. I didn't feel like I was determined. I just felt like I'm just doing what I should do if I want something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do hear that a lot. Tweedledee, I've talked to her before.
Yeah.
Tweedledee?
Tweedledee's awesome. All right, guys, here's the link. If you want to pop in and chat with Doodle face to face early, you feel more than welcome to. Click on the link, you'll pop up, and I'll add you to the live stream.
Oh.
Because we covered, how you started riding. Now, you knew nobody riding motorcycles, not even in your family or anybody?
Yeah, nope. Just the people I met at the MSF, which actually I created a Facebook group with some of them, and and we did keep in contact for a long time.
Which actually I created a Facebook group
we had some
with some of them,
I'm hearing an echo. Our new buddy, you might want to mute your
Yep.
video player.
So what drew you to the motorcycles?
I mean, they're just wow. We got a lot of people hopping on.
You're very popular. What drew you to the motorcycles?
We got an echo.
That's PA Biker.
Kill your YouTube. PA.
I think he did it.
So Mikey Motorcycle, while we're waiting on PA Biker, I got him muted. You got a question for Doodle?
I didn't even know that was him. He shaved everything off.
It's coming back. It's coming back. It's working its way there.
No, that was him.
Oh, so listen. So the question I have for Doodle, I'm going to ask the question. I'm going to pop off and let somebody else jump on if they want to. How do you not get burnt out with continuing doing videos? Like I'm at this, I don't want to do anything right now. It's been a month.
I definitely do get burnt out. About once a year, I don't post videos for like a month. And I just went through that phase. And I did post like 2 videos. And of course, they were literally my worst performing videos all year. So that was during my burnout phase. And that just happened over the holidays. So it definitely happens. I just take time off and I either don't post or I post.
Something is weird.
Now, do you just shut it all down, all the social media, everything, and just ignore it for a while? Or is it a situation where you're just not doing YouTube?
I've never done that before. I've never felt like I had to do that, quite that. At least now that I do this full time, I'll be more committed. But I definitely don't mind taking breaks because sometimes you need it. And oftentimes I make my best videos when I come back from those breaks because I'm just
like any other job, you take a vacation.
Mm-hmm, yeah, and
people might think that, hey, your job is a vacation, but you're working, so it's really not.
Mm-hmm, yeah, and sure, there is something to be said about momentum. Like I've definitely seen my videos underperform after I've taken a break, but if it's a good video, it'll catch up again and that's what I've had happen sometimes. Like it'll start off like a total dud, be the worst performing video for like several hours or even a day or so, and then by the end of that, if it's a really good video, it'll climb up and surpass others.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Thanks. I appreciate the answer.
Yeah.
It's good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks, Mikey. Now see, PA Biker, did you mute your
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I actually got my laptop working this.
Okay. All right.
I shut my phone off totally.
Did you mute your?
Okay. Yes, I actually got my laptop.
I think he still has the YouTube.
Yeah,
on the
you still
laptop.
have it on because we're getting the echo, so I'll mute you again. All right, Ray, what's up, brother?
What's going on, my man? Hello. Now,
Welcome to the show.
the reason I called you on a bug is because when I first watched your stuff, I mixed it up and said, "Hey, that looks like a doodle on a bug." You're so little, you're so tiny, and everything. It was like, and then I seen you out there at a couple of videos out at Sturgis, and I just wanted to ask you, what made you want to do that video on? You know what I'm talking about?
The hidden cameras in Sturgis?
Yes, about the men. Yeah.
I think because I had so many comments always warning me about doing solo trips, and I would often get people asking me about, man, it must be so hard to be a woman rider going to these things alone, or so hard on the internet. I'm like, I mean, sometimes, but that's not the majority of it. So, and there definitely are some instances where I've had or seen some very negative experiences, but they're so rare. And for the most part, it's so different. So I wanted to talk about those dark stories because they are juicy and interesting. But then I also wanted to show what it's actually like and what actually happens. And I knew that if I just showed what actually happened, it'd be pretty boring. So I'm like, let me tell the whole story here. Let me tell all the background stories that people are worried about first, and then show the anticlimactic.
Well, the reason I ask, you can tell the whole story. The reason I ask is because a lot of people was saying, well, she's seeking it out. She's going to get in trouble. You're going to be, you're going to find things because you're seeking it, and I didn't know if that's the direction he was trying to go, like seeking, if you go looking for, the devil, you may find him, so,
Yeah.
no, like you said, there's a lot of people saying things and stuff like that. And I
People
guess,
will always say things, but I
yeah,
don't believe
and
all of them.
I think you were pretty much trying to show that it wasn't, you was trying to show the people that was commenting, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, that it's not as bad as they were thinking, right?
Yeah. And
Okay.
plus I thought it'd be interesting.
Well, yeah, it's very interesting, and I liked it because people get a real dose of reality that we're not, just bad bikers, we're not bad people,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Actually,
with
that's
that,
what
I also like the video you did about, the dating apps of you just doing your thing and then you being a biker girl and then how many guys reached out to you. I thought that was pretty interesting that, I've always said it, that a girl on a motorcycle, her sex appeal goes up by 10,
Yeah, and I've experienced that. So for me, it's not really a matter of seeking it out. It's just a matter of
pointing it out,
living
saying,
it.
hey, stop that.
And not even that, just like sharing the story. Like I've been someone who doesn't ride for most of my life, and then I've been someone who does ride, and I've seen the differences of what happens. And
Yep.
yeah, I think it's an interesting difference. And I think it's an interesting story. So why not share it in a YouTube video?
Yeah, I thought that was genius in my eyes. Some people disagree with me on that, but I thought it was genius that you were able to do that.
Well, I get where
And
she's coming from, because if you're solo and you're a female, I mean, there is cautions you need to, there's things you need to look out for, just life period. I mean, anybody, at a gas station or anybody could do something to you. Not even, I ain't talking about motorcycle people, bikers or anything like that. I'm talking about just a normal guy hanging out at the gas station, so, I mean, so.
Yep. Always good to be cautious.
yes.
But I didn't know if you was doing it for for the people that were commenting, telling you to be careful, because I mean, you see a lot of women riding solo these days. A lot of them are going distance, a lot of distance, especially when they do like Babes Ride Out in California. I mean, they're coming from New York and the East Coast, riding all the way across and meeting up with 2 or 3 each other and riding out, but they're riding through a whole state or maybe 2 before they even meet somebody to ride, to go out there with. So, there's a lot of females that are really just taking it, to the next place. And I'm glad, because I got 3 daughters and, I love that female inspiration. So,
Yeah.
And there's a good role model right there. You could point out to your daughters, that she has her goals. She's sets her goals and she does what she can to meet her goals.
yeah.
And if you
mine
look at,
Go
if
ahead.
you look at her about part of her YouTube channel, that it lays out everything she's done and her future goals, which is awesome.
That it lays out.
PA Biker still having the same issue. You got to mute the YouTube side of it.
But I wanted to just come on and ask you that. I'll jump off and let someone else. Yeah, my daughter, they won the basketball championship tonight, so I'm pretty proud of that.
Congratulations.
So, yeah,
Congratulations.
yeah. Last game of the eighth grade, so she'll be high school next year.
Yep. Did you play We Are the Champions by Queen?
Yeah, I put a reel on. So
nice.
On Instagram. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that was the 28-29. We won by 1 point. So very
winning's winning.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning is winning.
Yeah. But like I said, I'll jump off here and let you finish with her. If you get a chance, check my channel out as well if you don't care.
Yeah.
Doodle,
All right. What was your channel?
Ray's Moto Life.
Ray's Moto Life. All right.
Yep.
Nice to meet you.
Yes, ma'am.
And then, of course, Tweedle. Everybody knows Tweedle. And now we have PA Biker hopefully got his audio fixed.
I'm trying. And we have PA Biker.
Nope, not yet. So, yeah, because, I know some female motovloggers and YouTubers, well, they don't just do motovlogs. They don't announce where they're going until the video is out and the routes they're taking due to security. And you know what? I get it. That makes sense, because, there's a lot of bad people in this world that troll around all the social medias and everything. But, I doubt you make yourself a target.
Yeah, it's just being cautious. Just always to be cautious, especially. I mean, I think you should do that, even if you're not on the internet or on a motorcycle or a woman, just everyday life, like even if you're a large, strong male, I would not recommend going to, walking around late at night by yourself in the dark at 4 a.m. That might be dangerous around bars.
I look at it this way. I lived through Afghanistan and Iraq. Anywhere I go, I feel safe. I walk through Harlem at 2:00 in the morning.
Oh, really? I would not want you to do that just for your own safety. You're your own man. You can make your own decisions.
Yeah. Gliding on Twos has a question for you. Does your husband ride? If so, what does he ride? And if not, do you try to get him to ride?
So he doesn't ride street anymore. He did when we first started dating. And then about a year after, he decided just his road rage, he said, was just too much on the road. So since then, though, we've taken some dirt classes together. And we hope we can get some dirt bikes on land someday. That's another dream garage item.
So do you throw him on the back and say, let's go?
No, he won't do that.
No.
No, you didn't want to do that either.
Well, I get on the back with my wife because, hand position's everything. Left turn, right turn, speed up, slow down.
Yeah, it's not my kind of channel.
No, but you know what I'm saying.
If I asked nicely, or if I said I really wanted to practice like riding with a passenger, he probably would help me out.
Yeah.
There, but yeah, no need to push him with something I know he's not excited about doing.
Yep. So I don't know if you've been following, but my little lowrider S has been coined Project Spaceball.
Spaceball?
Yes, because I want to go past light speed, past ridiculous speed, straight to ludicrous speed on that bike.
Really?
Yes.
How fast?
On the street.
But how fast? Do you have a number in mind?
Did you see the movie Spaceball? Okay. You've seen Star Wars, right?
Yes.
Okay, they go to light speed, the lights stretch out and they just slingshot out?
Yes.
Faster than that. I'm a horsepower junkie. I really am.
Uh-oh. You got to take it to the track.
Yes. I would love to. I mean,
I think
eventually my end goal is, if the budget will allow us, put a turbo on that bike.
Oh my gosh.
A 131 with a turbo.
Have you ever taken it to like a drag strip?
Not yet. I'm still waiting on the 131 to come in from Harley.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's bring PA Biker back in. Let's see. We any better?
I'm hoping so. I had to get off my computer and get on my phone.
Oh,
sounds great.
Perfect. No echo.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't never use this laptop, and I figured I'd try something different. So actually, the laptop's probably going to go sit in the garbage somewhere. So
Well, it sounds great now.
Yes.
Doodle, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I watch a lot of your videos. You're an amazing person.
Thank you.
And keep the good work up, man.
Thank you.
We'll meet you someday in the future, hopefully.
Yeah.
You're on an amazing man's channel right now. He's really good, man.
I'm just
Dr. Harley,
small in this world.
Yeah. I know. But, you too. I only got 11 subscribers, so I'm real small.
Well, those are the important ones.
Yeah.
The nice thing about that is you can talk to each and every single one of them. So that's the nice
Yeah,
part.
yeah.
I've missed
I
those
actually
days.
just got my bike out of the shop, as you know, Doc. I was out Sunday all day with it. I hooked up my GoPro, did some filming, and I got home and I'm like, okay, so now how do I take it from my GoPro to my computer?
Yeah.
So I got to work on that this
That is
weekend.
an important step.
Unfortunately, last night at work I got sick and ended up staying the night over in the hospital. So
Oh no.
yeah,
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, it really sucked because today was in the 50s here.
Yeah. Well, there's plenty of good riding weather coming up. Your health is most important.
Absolutely, absolutely. But yeah, that is what it is. So I'm very excited to see Doodle on here.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, me too. She's awesome.
Yeah,
You know, like I said, she's one of the people I consider YouTube royalty.
yeah, same. Yeah, ditto on that. Definitely.
You know,
Thank you.
we have XAN Biker here, Doodle.
Hey,
Hello.
Howdy.
You pronounce that Zan, I think.
No, XAN.
XAN. Okay.
What it is, it stands for Christian. You know how some people say Merry Xmas?
Yes.
Or you say sign? Well, the X stands for
Oh.
Christ and AN.
Uh-huh.
So it's Christian
neat.
Biker. But I want to let you know that you are the third person that I ever subscribed to
Ooh.
on YouTube.
Whoa.
Her Two Wheels was the first, then Pro Monkey, and Doodle on a Motorcycle.
Whoa.
All royalty.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
That's pretty
Jess
neat to
is
remember that too.
Jess is cool. I can't wait to meet Jess.
Yes. Yes, she's great.
But what got me was the destination trips. You know.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to hit them. I want to check them out. I want to ride to them. Yeah.
Have you ridden to Yellowstone yet?
No, that's on my list.
It's on your list? That was my next question.
Well, when I say list, I mean not officially in the plan right now, but I do want to see if I can't make it on my cross country trip. If I go to Sturgis, if I can swing over there then, because I don't think it's far. But yeah, I need to do Yellowstone.
Yeah, my cross country trip, dream trip that I'm going to do when I retire here, hopefully in 7.5 years, is I'm going to ride all of historic Route 66.
Ooh, that's
All
a
of it.
good one.
No time frame. If I see something I want to stop,
good.
I'm going to stop. You know, I'm going to spend a day or two in Santa Monica, going to come back through, hit Tombstone, Arizona,
Yep.
go into Albuquerque, hit Old Town. If anybody doesn't know what Old Town is, it's literally the oldest town in New Mexico. It goes back to the pioneer days.
Ooh.
Yes. And then I'm going to make my way up through into Tennessee, take the tail of the dragon back, and then, up the Blue Ridge Parkway back to Connecticut. That's my cross country dream ride.
That's
Did I just get you excited for adding that one into your list now?
Yeah. I was literally looking at our timestamp, thinking, okay, whenever this is over, I'm gonna replay at this part so I could see those stops, see if I could put them on my cross country list.
Yep. Do you ever go back and rewatch some of your older videos? Because I find myself doing that to relive some moments.
I do, but only for analysis, not to relive it moments, because my old videos, I just can't stand watching them.
Yeah, right on. Well, we got Moto Noggin also in the house. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's up, man?
Out of
How's
his
it going?
garage.
What's going on? XAN Biker and PA Bike.
What's up, man?
What's going on? Hey, so Doodle, man, a huge fan, man. Like, I'm kind of like
Starstruck.
I know, I was like a little nervous to get on here. I was like, oh man. I'm like, oh man, like, because I really love your stuff and the content you put out, and
Thank you.
I've been following you for probably about a year. I started my channel about a year, a little bit, and I found you, and I really like the one where you went out to California and you were riding the Pan Americas, or was that Arizona? One of them, but yeah, that was awesome when you were dropping the bike and
California.
yeah, California.
Yes.
And so Shade Tree was there. So so how is Shade Tree in real life?
He is pretty much as you see on camera, just as wild. But he also has he probably won't like me saying this, but he also has a really sweet and empathetic side that I don't think he usually shows on camera. And I haven't seen it, but I suspect, just because I'm like, he doesn't, he's not the kind of person to let people roll over him or walk all over him. I suspect he wouldn't want to get on his bad side, but like at the end of that first day on the training on those Pan Americas, I was so embarrassed that I had dropped the bike so many times. I mean, I found out later, like talking with everyone, was like, okay, we had all dropped it that many times, but in the moment, I felt like I was dropping it more than everybody. And at the, like, probably my last drop of the day, I was so frustrated, I started crying. And Shade Tree came up to me, and he was so sweet and just empathetic and like comforting. And he was like, don't get down on yourself. You're doing great. You've been doing this for how long? For one day. Spite and I, we've been doing this for years. Don't be hard on yourself. It was, he made me feel a lot better. And I'm like, you're such a sweetheart. He was like, don't tell anybody.
He made a good point, though. You were doing it for one day. I mean, what you accomplished in that one day, I think it's amazing. And, just to clarify, I go back and watch mine on my hard drive, not through YouTube. So my numbers don't change because I save all my videos to my hard drive, to an external drive. I keep it as a library, as a reference point. Yes. And that's when I go back and relive the moments, because, that's part of the reason why I do this, is so I could go back and relive some of those moments. Like I'm saving this video tonight so I could relive this moment. Like I saved Monkey's video. I've saved Meg's video. I'm going to be saving Doodle's video. So I could go back and relive these moments that are not on YouTube, so my numbers don't get inflated falsely. And that's just the way, the way I like to roll. I like everything to be as unique and as transparent as possible, because if you start faking your numbers, after a while it'll show.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And I don't care about my numbers. Anybody who knows me has heard me say it. I don't care about my numbers. I look maybe once a month to see how things are going. I don't look at the analytics. Maybe it's that, some people think that's wrong. What videos outperform? I don't care, because I put those videos up because I thought they were good enough to put up, and I wanted to share my experiences. Now the how-tos, I didn't put up one video because it wasn't good enough. The quality of the video wasn't good. The audio wasn't good. The lighting wasn't good. So I never put that video up, because I want to give everybody the best video I can, like everybody else who creates videos.
Yeah.
Well, Doc, I'm going to go ahead and hop back on the side chat. But
yeah, thanks for coming on, XAN Biker.
Nice to meet you. You have an awesome mustache.
Well, thank you.
Hey, Toby, Northern Ian, how are you doing, buddy? It's an open mic night, so if you want to come and ask Doodle any questions, I'm sure she would be more than happy to answer your questions. Don't worry, she's a sweetheart. She's a badass, a kung fu ninja master. Chuck Norris is afraid of her, so.
No, what belt are you?
I'm purple.
You're purple? Okay.
Mine's brown leather.
Brown leather.
What do you study?
Live to ride, right to live.
Jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu, okay. I'm going to do Aikido.
Jiu-jitsu.
Judo?
Aikido.
Aikido. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'm really good with Cha-Chang Pao.
Pao.
The Army taught me that.
Oh, nice.
Hello, Gene Kelly. Welcome.
So, Doodle, I have a question. I'm and these guys are gonna hate it because I talk about my bike all the time. But so I have a Sportster S. All right, I have a 2021 Sportster S. I love it. It's fast. I've challenged a bunch of people, because the Sportster S gets Sportsters in general have like a bad name. They say like, oh, it's a girl's bike, it's a bar hopper, it's a blah blah blah. So like I've decided to take this on and die on the sword of no, it's actually cooler than a bagger. Baggers are like kind of like minivans. Like, why does the Sportster have such, everybody's like, oh, it's this, it's that. And it's like, dude, it's like the sports car of Harley. Like, this should be the coolest bike. But people think so. So anyway, before I go off on that whole thing, so have you ridden a Sportster S?
That's 4 times already within 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I'm counting how many times this.
Well, that's the running joke, is how many times he says Sportster S on his videos.
Oh, it's the bike I ride. I mean,
I don't know. I've ridden Jerry's Sportster, but I'm not. Are there different Sportsters like Sportster S, Sportster something else?
yeah, the
If there are?
Sportster S is the brand new one with the Rev Max engine. So
Oh,
it
then
actually
I
has the
haven't
same
ridden that
engine
one.
in it as the Pan America.
Ooh.
It has the 1250 in it. Yeah.
Oh,
So
wow.
Yeah, but
No,
the
I
Pan
haven't ridden
America is geared more for horsepower and less torque, where your bike is geared for more torque and less horsepower. That's how it's tuned. And that came right from Harley Davidson himself. So
That's very true.
I think you'd really like it if you get a chance to ride one, because it's kind of like you're riding a Harley, but it's kind of like a sport bike too.
Oh, cool.
You know, but it's more, you know, you're definitely sitting more upright and everything. So it's a lot of fun. And so I just was curious if you happen to ride one.
No, now I know what you're talking about now. The new one. Yeah, I've definitely eyed it and thought about that, but I haven't ridden it yet. I'd love to though. Why, you live nearby? You offering?
Yeah, you could definitely. That'd be awesome. But I actually live in upstate New York, so
Okay.
it's
You're a
it's
little
really
bit away.
cold, and so like I said, like last year, I've kind of been talking a lot of stuff. So I'm out to prove everybody wrong on the Sportsters. They say you can't tour on them. So right now, I'm planning on like a 1,200-mile trip from upstate New York down to Florida. I'm riding down there to Daytona.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to ride on my Sportster S. I'm going to show people that you can tour on any bike you want, and that, you know, all these you know, saying or stigmatisms are just that. They're nothing. You can tour on anything you want.
Yeah, you can, but how you going to feel once you get there?
It doesn't matter. You're going to feel great because
he's going to find a hot tub and a massage parlor.
That's it.
Yeah,
I mean, that's why they make. But like, think about this. Like the guys back in the day.
That sounds fun.
Easy Rider magazine. They were riding shovel heads and iron heads
Mhm.
across the desert, fixing them on the side of the road. You know, and now it's like everybody's like, well, I can't really go unless I have like a bagger, and you know, I need
We've
like
been
cruise
spoiled
control and my
modern
TV and yeah.
So that brings up a good question, Doodle. What seat do you prefer on your motorcycle?
What seat?
Yes. Do you just use what comes on it from the factory, or do you use something like Saddleman or
Well, for the Harleys, all the Harleys I've used have been loans from Eagle Rider. And
Okay.
those are all the stock seat, which I know a lot of people say, like people who actually own Harleys say the stock seat is crap. But to me, coming from my Street Triple R, like the stock seat on a Harley is incredible, especially like a slightly broken in one. Like I thought it was amazing. But now with my Triumph Tiger 900, that is a hard seat on its own. So I'm experimenting with two different seats: the Max Mile seat that you pump air in, and the like kind of like this sheepskin rug. I really like them both. I think I might like the sheepskin rug more just because the air one you have to pump it just right, and it's hard for me to get it just right. Like I don't know how to get it just right. But
I think it's just trial and error at that point.
Yeah.
Depending on how long you've been riding, how many miles you've crushed, you know, because it's most comfortable at the first, 50, 60 miles. And then you're going to add more air to make it more comfortable. Then it's going to be too hard. You're going to let air out. So I think it's an adjustment as you're riding with those. That's my opinion. Hello, Zero CT Rider. Welcome.
And the pro with it is like my first road trip. I mean, just about like 80% of it was I rode it through like torrential downpour. Like that sheepskin rug probably would have sucked to keep sitting on, even on the like little bit of dry moments I had. So that is the benefit of the air. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
But yeah, we're, a whole bunch of us are headed down to Daytona, as you can imagine, for Bike Week. There's going to be Hells on Two Wheels is doing an unveil of his bike on the 4th of March at the Chromeworks tent. And a whole bunch of us are going to be there because his bike has been redone front to back, top to bottom. Wow. And we're all excited about seeing that.
That sounds really cool.
Yeah, he was very fortunate. As he says, he's very fortunate. He's finally getting his dream bike.
Aw, that's so exciting.
Yeah. I don't know if you've ever seen Hells on Two Wheels, him and his wife. Oh, they got a good channel. I, you know,
Oh,
I like
check 'em out.
watching their stuff too. There's so many channels I watch. I'm subscribed to over 160 channels right now, and it's hard to keep up with
Oh,
all the
yeah.
videos.
Yeah, it is.
So I pick and choose, and which one strikes my interest, which thumbnail grabs
Yep.
my attention. By the way, how'd you like the thumbnail I made for you, Doodle?
It was beautiful. I shared it on my Instagram story.
I saw that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great.
I've
You
been
do it yourself and-
promoting tonight on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube,
Mhm.
everywhere. Twitter, TikTok, and Tone It. I don't know if you're familiar with Tone
Got
It.
it. Yeah. Well, you got them all.
I
Try
don't know
to.
who that is.
Tony.
Yeah,
Taunt
who's
it.
Tony?
Taunt it.
Yeah,
It's still around.
TONIT. It's an
Oh.
app for your phone. It's motorcycle related only. I've been having problems with the app, but it takes a while. But
Yeah, I didn't know they were still around. I remember they came out, but I thought they, like, I don't know. I thought they. I don't want to say
Yeah,
anything live, but I heard some stuff about them behind the scenes, so I thought they cut it. But I guess
no,
not.
they're still there. I've always had Instagram and YouTube and Facebook, and then when I started the YouTube, I branched out to TikTok and all the others because everybody says, "Oh, you got to be on them all to get recognized," and blah blah blah. And now I do most of my advertising on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook.
Yeah.
Twitter's dying.
Yeah, I ended up deleting my Twitter, and my TikTok is like the neglected child.
Yeah.
Same with Facebook. Instagram I pay attention to, but even still, I sometimes I don't. Like these past couple weeks, I haven't been.
Yeah. Now I'm going to respect your time. We're at the hour and 2-minute mark. Now people want to get a hold of you. I have it here that your Instagram is Doodle on a Motorcycle.
Yes.
And correct me on any if I'm wrong. Your Facebook is.
Can I pause a second? I want to address this Road King comment that
Okay.
seems like it's being rude, but maybe it's not. Thanks for the fake excitement. We don't care. Just keep videos coming. What are you talking about, Road King? You want to elaborate on that?
Well, easy there, Road King.
Yeah, I
Cannot
saw
say
that
it.
too,
Right.
and I kind of was like, I thought at first, I'm like, wow, this guy's like, and then I was like, oh, well, maybe he means like, yeah, and that's the tough thing is with the text, you really never know like how they're saying it, and you're like,
Yeah.
it can be taken the wrong way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I put the link out there so everybody could join in and
Yeah,
they could put their emotions to their words.
that's what I'm talking about. Like, look at this emotion right here.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're afraid to come face me face to face, I guess. I'm so intimidating.
I just muted you for a minute there, Bodo, as a joke. But you have,
yeah, I was like, yeah. So hey, I wanted one more question.
Yeah.
So that kid that you met when you were practicing your turns, and that kid that came up and was like riding with you and stuff, like, so like, have you formed a friendship with him?
Yeah, so his parents invited Cody and I to dinner, and so we've been to their house for dinner, and I waited till I had the mom's okay, but she said it's okay, and we have each other's numbers, so we text every now and then. And I got the some gear from Revzilla and Harley have all wanted to give him gear, and so did MSF wanted to give him a dirt bike certification. So I haven't posted about it yet, but I just gave that to him recently, and he's super excited. So yeah, we're still chatting. And,
yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome that you were just practicing one day and he comes riding up. He's like, "Oh, I'm in this," and he probably had no idea like who you are and like your YouTube channel or any of that. He's just like, "Oh, I want to ride too." Like,
yeah, that was a cute kid.
Yeah, I call him Coach, just because he came and he was like helping to make sure I was within the cones. Yeah, super cool kid. He's got his mini bike, and yeah, actually, right now his mini bike. He texted me recently. His mini bike isn't working, and he doesn't know why. So it was a pretty old mini bike when he got it, but so hopefully that'll be okay. But Yeah. So right now
Yeah.
he's bikeless, but I told him, I was like, me too. Mine's in the shop getting all the stuff installed for my country trip coming up.
Now, did you see Jaybird's comment? YouTube has taken you out of his algorithm.
Yeah, that happens. I never blame the algorithm though. I always blame myself. So that just means that I haven't been posting good enough videos to show for you yet. But
Well, I don't know. Every video I've seen, I've enjoyed.
Yeah, same here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. No, that's not true. I mean, that's just your videos are great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, all right, guys.
I
Well, I'm
think
going to
some
jump
bad
out of
people.
here. I wanted just to come on and say hi, and
Okay.
so it was nice to meet you, Doodle, and I look
Nice
forward
to meet
meeting
you.
in person sometime. And
Yes.
I'll see you guys later.
Motorog, I'll see you in a few weeks, brother.
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to ride my sports dress down there.
Hey, you know what? No,
6
Don't
times you
let
said it
nobody-
tonight.
don't let nobody discourage you, man. You do what you got to do. What's good for you.
That's what
man.
I said. When he makes
know?
that trip, nothing but respect.
Exactly. Exactly.
Thank
I
you.
respect you just for doing it, man.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
Dr.
You
Harley.
guys, you
sports
do
dress.
you, man.
All right,
What was that,
man.
Noggin?
Thank you.
I missed what he said. No worries.
Oh.
So yeah, like I was saying, people can find you on Instagram, Facebook, Patreon, and your website, and it's all Doodle on a Motorcycle. Correct?
Correct.
I did my homework.
Yes. Thanks for having me, Dr. Harley.
It's my pleasure to have you on. Like I said, to me, you're one of the royalty people on YouTube. I think you're a genuine sweetheart. You're very transparent with everything you do and how you do it, and it's very genuine. And I just want to let you know it is recognized by me before I started my channel. I've been following you and watching you, and same thing with Meg and Jess and Blockhead and everybody else. And even Kevin Baxter from Baxter's Garage and John Maxwell from Maxwell's Motorsports, from when he was working at Chattahoochee Harley Davidson. But I used to enjoy watching your ride videos.
Well, thank you so much.
Let's see. I'm going to DM you on Instagram about a question of our live stream workshop.
Okay.
That's from Toby Northern EN.
Okay. And I see a comment from Road King saying, no disrespect. We are just old men. It's easy to feel out of place. So
Yep.
I don't think he intended that comment as a troll, as I thought. Oh, there.
Okay. Yeah, Road King is not a troll.
Okay, great. I get a lot of those these days.
Yeah, has only the best on. I try so far. I try. There used to be a guy comes on a FPS rider. I don't know what happened to him. He used to come on all the time. I guess he got busy with work or something. I don't know.
It happens.
Naga said it wasn't that important. I don't know if you've ever saw that HD AV Traveler. He's out of Texas.
Oh, nice.
He's a funny guy. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for being on tonight. I really appreciate it. You're more than welcome to hang out as long as you want. I know you got some editing you have to do.
Late night, early morning until I'm done.
Appeal to your audience because we do appreciate it, and I appreciate it even more that you're here.
Thank you for having me.
Your coolness went up times 1,000 for me.
Ooh, cool.
It was up there to begin with.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Dr. Harley.
Oh, it was a pleasure. And like I said, starstruck over here.
Thank you. That's too nice.
Yeah,
apparently y'all are going to do some shots is what someone's telling me in the comment section. So
yeah.
So have fun with your shots.
Well, I've been drinking Jack and Coke over here.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I wish I was drinking Jack and Coke. I'm just drinking protein. That's what I got to do next.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for having me.
Good night,
Bye,
sweet.
Doodle.
Good night.
Bye, Doodle. Thank you. What an awesome person, guys. She was better than I thought. And, I'm a big fan of Doodle. And I'm even now a bigger fan that I actually got to see her face to face And we talked a little bit before we went live. And, you know, she's truly a sweetheart. And I was very happy to have her on. She's more than welcome to come back on anytime she wants. You know, if you haven't subscribed to her channel, it is Doodle on a Motorcycle on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, her Patreon, and her website. So if you guys want to check her out, feel free to do that. All right, guys, we're going to continue on with the with our open mic night. If anybody wants to jump on, give some comments. She says good night and have me on anytime, Doodle, anytime. Okay, 09 Fat Boy, welcome to the show, bro.
How you doing?
Good.
Good. I was hoping to get on before Doodle got off because I was going to ask her a couple questions, but it didn't work out like that. So no worries, though.
Yeah, right on. She's a sweetheart, man. But I'm sure if you reach out to her and send her messages, she'll get back to you.
Okay.
I'm living proof. I sent her a message, and she got back to me, and it was about coming on for the interview. And she said, "Sure, sounds like fun."
Right on. Cool.
So if anybody else wants to jump in, here's a live stream. You could ask me anything you want. We could talk about anything you want. You know, it was great having Doodle on. I found her to be just as pleasant and as awesome as Professional Monkey and Meg's motorcycle journey. You know, and what you see is what you get with Doodle. She's very authentic. That's my feeling, and prove me wrong.
Yeah, for sure. Well, speaking of that, I was gonna. Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry, one at a time. What's that, PA?
Any word on your motor?
No. No. Bike's just sitting there. I'm about ready to pull that motor out, but I'm like, I don't know if I really want to do that till the motor gets here.
Yeah.
But I brought stuff off yesterday afternoon to the powder coater because I'm going to do some powder coating to, you know, help offset the you know, the color. I did some bronze for the lower rocker boxes, bronze for the collars, for the push rod tubes, and bronze on the tappet covers.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to add more bronze to it.
Nice, nice. Like I said, I got to get out on mine Sunday, and I did tell the difference with the new front bearings and whatnot. I had them adjust my clutch, but I'm not happy with it, so I got to go back up this week and have them redo it.
Yeah, right on.
It's still grabbing a little too far out for me.
Why, you like it grabbing closer to the grip?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hold on. Sorry about that.
No worries. Gushing like a fanboy. LOL. You're not the only one, XAN biker. Trust me, you're not the only one.
I mean, grabbing close to the grip like that, is that a good thing? Or, I mean,
no, that's a sign of a clutch going bad.
So if you grabbing too far out, right?
Right. If it's far out, then it's properly adjusted.
Oh, it is. Okay. So you don't want it grabbing close then?
No.
All right. Because when I let it out, it seems like it's almost all the way out.
Yep. That's perfect.
That's perfect. Oh, okay. Well, then I'll have to call them and tell them, forget it then.
Yeah.
Because everybody's telling me, oh, no, that's too far out. That's too far out. You don't want it that way. But
yep. Hey, good night, Toby.
Good night, Toby. So, okay, well, then that's fine. I'll just leave it be then.
Yeah.
You know, but probably in a few weeks, maybe I'm going to start ordering the parts that you are recommending.
Yeah, right on.
And that way I got them so that when we do come up, I'm probably not going to ride her up. I'm probably going to trailer it.
No worries.
For the simple fact, my wife don't want me riding by myself, you know. Which I could do that stuff anyway, but she doesn't want me to, so gotta respect that, you know.
Yeah. I have no idea why it's taken so long to get this motor.
That's crazy.
Usually 4 to 6 weeks. I'm at 6 weeks at the end of this week. And I'm not counting the week that they were shut down between Christmas and New Year's. If I did,
Right.
that'd be 7 weeks.
7 weeks, yeah.
But you can't count that because they're shut down. It's a scheduled shutdown.
Right. Well, who knows? Probably one day when you come home this week or next week, you'll be having a big box in your driveway.
No, I get a phone call from Yankee Harley Davidson saying, "Hey, your motor's in."
Oh, it's going there. Okay. Now, have you decided if you're going to do the build in your garage in the ER, or are you going to?
Well, I'm about 90% going to do it here in the garage. One, because I am so far over budget with this. It just went way out of control.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, 'cause I was sitting there going, "Yeah, 131. That'd be cool. That'd be a lot more horsepower." But I said, then I can add a cam. If I'm going to do that, I want to put a cam plate, an oil pump, the Tapic lifts, roll the rocker arms, definitely. Oh, I got to do bigger injectors, and the list just kept going and going and going.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, then chain drive, and I want to upgrade the brakes because I want to be able to stop, and then, a compensator delete. I mean, the rabbit hole just kept getting deeper and deeper and deeper. And I'm sitting there going, now I'm looking at going, maybe I should get a different ignition. Maybe I should, Galfer says I don't need different calipers, but maybe I should get the 6-piston calipers for up front anyways. And that's, $800-900 just for 2 calipers.
Oh, of course, yeah. Yep, and then you wonder why won't my credit card work when I go get a coffee?
Oh, no. That credit card's got plenty of room on it.
There you
But
go.
I don't like running credit cards up.
No, I'm the same
like
way.
I said, I bought that motor on the credit card, and I paid a third of it down by the end of January. I was fortunate enough to be able to do that, but I still got quite a bit of ways to go.
Yeah. Well, it'll be done soon. It'll be here when you.
I look at it this way. This time next year, that bike will be done for now.
Yeah. Yep. You'll be sitting there in the garage this time next year saying, "Come on."
Well, who knows? Maybe this time next year, the year after, I'll be like going, "Hurry up, turbo, and get here."
Oh yeah. Hey, my buddy just bought he's got multiple Harleys, and he called me up and he said that I just bought a new bike, and I'm like, "Oh, what you buy?" He said, "I bought a crotch rocket." So, he's always a big ball buster about him, and he's a 200-mile-an-hour guy. Wants to go 200 miles an hour. So I'm like,
Tweedle,
all right.
Tweedle, don't worry about the clutch. It's the transmission I worry about now. The clutch is taken care of.
But I think he's getting a Ducati, and he's putting on a turbo, and he's doing nitrous.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's another thing I'll add to the list now. Somebody else is doing it, nitrous. I got to do it, but do it better.
Yeah. That's how I am. Yeah, I don't like nobody having the same thing I do. I got to be better. One step up.
Yeah. So, Flo, you're definitely right. I am building a pro stock bike with factory size tires, and no wheelie bar. And, it's just insane.
Dang. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I know I got Corey. He says he's going to come down and help, and he's more than welcome to. I was going to have the camera face the bike tonight to show you how far I've gotten with it. But, I mean, I'm about 40% of the way of pulling that motor out. The rest is just electrical connectors and the front motor mount and the 4 bolts to the transmission. And then the swing arm bolt has to come out so I can slide the transmission back, and then I can pull that motor right out.
Right.
I
want to see the first burnout on the video.
No, it won't be. It won't be a burnout on purpose. It will be one of those that I take off, give a little bit of gas in third gear, and that just going to roast. That's what I'm thinking.
That's what I want to see. That's going to be sick.
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure I put that on my big 50-inch screen TV when that video comes up.
There's no bags on a Lowrider S. So the bottle will just hang off the side of the strut mount, I think.
Yeah.
Or I might hide it inside the swing arm bag because they're not street legal.
Nope.
Yeah, just need a rear tire sponsor. Front won't see the ground. No, you're right. I'm going to need a rear tire sponsor. I had a tire sponsor when I was racing cars, Avon Racing tires, but that was when I was racing cars.
Yeah. I got a buddy of mine up there in Connecticut that races at well, I think it's more at Thompson now. He is with the Avcrat. His name's Steve Barrett.
I know Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Steve Barrett very well. He does the Thomason. He does the dirt oval track.
Yep. His wife and I worked together on the ambulance, and my wife was also in the military. With Steve's a good dude, man.
I don't know if he retired or not by now. I'm sure he might have.
I think he did because him and you might even know Jason Williams.
Mhm.
I think that those two are right at the same time. I think because my wife retired and they still had a few to go.
Yeah. I like I said, I know a lot of the guys up at the AFCRAD. Terry Byron, he's actually lives in the same town as I do.
Mm-hmm.
Rob Christensen, Dennis Oporowski, everybody called him Opie. He was
Opie,
actually he was my platoon sergeant when he was there. I could just go on. There's over 300 people in that company. So
Yeah. Same with my wife. My wife knows everybody up there, and she's still friends with them on Facebook and whatnot.
Yep.
They all serve together, and my buddy goes, "How can you handle all that? Your wife's friends got more guy friends than anything." I said, "She's a guy she went and fought this country for, so that you could have your freedom."
That's it. All right, guys, there's the link. Come on in. So, online Fat Boy, tell us about your channel.
I just started it the other weekend on a whim. Honestly, I was watching. I think it was Professional Monkey, and then I also follow Her Two Wheels and Doodle and you and a few others, obviously. And I just told my wife on a whim, I was like, it'd be kind of interesting to get something started and see where it goes.
Yeah, you're looking at my channel. Says this dumb fat guy could do it. I could do it too.
Wow, I figure anything's possible. I mean, just take a crack at it and see what happens. And
yeah. And
if it goes somewhere, it does, and if not, then it is what it is.
And you know what? It's always a slow start. And I'm at it just a year.
Yeah.
And my numbers aren't like Doodle's, and they won't be. But I don't know if you caught on. It took her almost 2 years to get to 1,000.
Yeah, I saw that.
And that's Doodle.
Yeah.
I mean, and now look at her 135,000 subscribers.
Well, and like I told my wife, I'm just going to take it slow. And, like I said on the introduction video, I do work for a living, so I can't post every day.
Right.
But when I can, or when I got the chance to, like earlier today, after I got home from work, I did some content on that 08 Suzuki trike that we have and uploaded that. And
Right.
I mean,
yeah,
it's just doing what I can here and there.
Yeah, right on. Now, which way are you going to steer your channels? It could be more motovlogging, how-tos, welding, because I've seen the welding video.
Yeah, it's funny that you asked that, because my wife actually messaged me the other night, and she said that we ordered some parts for her 05 Sportster, and I told her, I was like, well, that'll be a cool video, because she got a LED headlight and some blinkers and stuff. And I told her, I was like, well, we can put that on the channel, just like kind of a how-to. And
yeah,
I mean, it's probably gonna be a variety of everything. I'm not really a
one genre type of thing.
Right. I got my hand in a lot of different stuff, and it could be from welding to, like you said, how-tos or anything in that field. As long as people enjoy it, I'll keep doing it.
Yep. Like I said, I'm looking forward to watch your channel grow.
Right on.
I mean, it's grown a lot since I first met you.
Yeah.
And I first subscribed to your channel, and I'm looking to get excited to see how fast and how long it takes to grow, and hopefully it doesn't take that long to hit the 1,000 subscribers and the 4,000 hours of watch time.
Yeah. Well, even if it does, I mean, that's fine too. I'm not looking to instant success and a Lamborghini in my driveway because, well, for one, I don't have a driveway, and for two, I probably wouldn't be able to fit comfortably in a Lamborghini. So,
Well, if you were going to get a Lamborghini, I'm sure you could afford a house with the driveway.
yeah, we'll see. I'm not too worried about it. It's the little things.
Yeah, here's some good advice from Hell's on Two Wheels. I don't know if you've seen any of his videos yet. He's an awesome dude. He says, just make whatever content you want. It's your channel.
Yeah.
Don't go with the flow. Be the flow.
Right
And he's
on.
100% accurate. Be you, but only better you.
Yeah. Well,
Don't
definitely.
don't try and mimic or copy anybody. And it's kind of hard when you're doing how-tos because there's only so much somebody could do 100 times.
Yeah.
But do it the way you do it, and your technique might appeal to a whole different group of people than the way my technique or the way Professional Monkey's technique or Blockhead's technique or,
Right.
or even Jess's technique with motovlogging or with Doodle's technique of motovlogging, because I dabble a little bit in motovlogging myself. And, don't just be you, be a better you.
Right on. And see, that's why I was kind of hesitant at first because, besides your channel and all the other ones, and it's kind of there's a lot of content out there, and a lot of people follow a lot of different pages. So I was like, well, do I want to try and make my own foothold in it, or do I want to just keep continuing and watching so many interesting videos and amazing content from other people, and it's just, so I figured, what the hell, we'll give it a shot and see what comes of it,
Yeah.
So.
You're the, Mikey, you're the echo in the background. So I don't know how many, did you mute your,
All I have is the one.
okay, the StreamYard?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I muted you and the echo went away, but now it's not. Okay, that's cool.
Okay. Yeah, it might have just been a lag.
Yeah. So we don't want to know about the weather right now. I want to know about it when I'm down there. But yeah, man, just be you, the better you, and, record what you want and just be authentic.
Yeah.
I mean, Doodle's a great example of being authentic. She's very authentic. She's down to earth.
Yeah.
She does what she does, and the proof's in the pudding. 135,000 subscribers.
Yeah, that's
and
awesome.
she's doing this full time. I'm so happy for her, Never get jealous or upset. Well, why does this guy get this and this one get that and this one doesn't? Don't worry about what everybody else is doing or getting. Because you know what? At the end of the day, when you go to bed, it doesn't matter.
And you
The
can
only thing
say
that matters is,
you did.
are you having fun?
Right. And you say that you did it on your own, and if you get a little help along the way, it is what it is. Nothing wrong with a little help. I mean, you guys helped me the other night by promoting my channel and whatnot, and it's greatly appreciated, and as far as the welding stuff, I mean, not to jump subjects, but I've been doing that for the better part of 17 years, various places and whatnot, and the place where I'm at now, I've been there 4 years, and I told my wife, I was like, you give me another 4.5, 5 years and at that job, and then we'll see where we go after that, and maybe by then, who knows, this could take off and it can be a totally different career, but we'll see.
Welding is so hard to post on YouTube. Just anything welding wise, somebody knows better. I have a whole video making fun of that. Exactly. Because it's
I'll check that out.
I know whatever I'm doing, it's going to be wrong. So we were purposely making the welder not sound correct. I think I had
having to jump and make popcorn and
I had clear safety glasses on, and I'm like, these don't work. I don't understand what's going on. You know what I mean? Yeah, just because
I can make weld.
The welders are the toughest people to deal with.
Yeah.
I think in social media, they really are.
Yeah,
there's nothing against you.
No.
You get into a welding channel, you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, I've been doing it for so long that I if people ask me, they're like, well, how good of a welder are you? And I tell them I'm better than some, but not as good as most, because I know people that have been welding for double my lifetime. And, it's one of those things you can always learn, no matter how good you are at it at the time. there's so much more to learn. I'm just getting into robotic welding actually at my job. They're sending me out to Ohio in June, and then an advanced class again in September to learn programming for the robotic welder that I use at work. And it's an amazing career, but there's so much more I can learn. So.
Hey, Mary.
It's really hard with those folks because it seems like they were like the old guys were the gatekeepers of making two pieces of metal stick together. And you could get a relatively affordable stick machine and you can go at it, but for a brand new welder, that's intimidating. It's scary. But you go to Harbor Freight and you can pick up a $300 MIG welder and you just load the stuff on, point the trigger, and go. Yeah, it looks like crap, but it works. And I think a lot of the super experienced welders that are out there are like, dude, like this doesn't make my profession look good. This doesn't, it's nothing personal. It's just, two pieces of steel being stuck together. And as long as it stays, that stuff that those guys can do is incredible. You know what I mean? It's not to downplay what they do. They do incredible stuff. Welding roll cages. You see these NASCARs flipping around at 240 miles an hour, bouncing off walls and stuff, and the driver's walking away.
And the welds are staying together.
Yeah,
right.
Definitely.
Yeah. Now, when I'm building a planter for my front, porch, does it really make that much of a difference as long as it doesn't drop on the mailman's toe?
Yeah, we had my dad, he has a welder in his shop, and we've made a few things for his utility tractor. And that's kind of the mindset I have when I'm doing it on my leisure time is, it's going to hold, and that's good enough, and it still looks decent, but it's going to hold more than anything. Functional over glamour, basically.
Yeah. Like I said, I could MIG weld, being in the automotive industry, it's like a necessity.
Yeah.
To MIG weld with, Stargon or clear Stargon, depending on what you're welding. Mm-hmm. And I could, roll a nice bead with that. The gasless welder, I can't roll a bead at all, but it's enough to tack it and hold it. Yeah. But I've always wanted to learn how to TIG weld.
And that's where I'm at. I'm very limited on my time in a TIG welder.
That's art.
Yeah. It's difficult.
And those guys that are phenomenal with it, it's like stacking nickels on their weld, and they're beautiful. They got that iridescent, they got the perfect heat penetration and all that. And I'm like, that's a lifetime to learn that. And it took a lifetime for them to get where they are. But I knew a guy who could be falling down drunk, grab a welder and have a steady hand and lay a row of nickels without a line that's as straight as an arrow, because he's been doing it so long.
It's funny that you say that, because when I did some not so nice things or partook in some events, when I lived up in northern Minnesota, I used to, I could be pie-eyed completely, and it's still, I welded bridges up there and in-house. It wasn't on location, but anyway, I could still lay a decent weld doing that. But now, like the video I posted the other day or yesterday that's MIG welding, and the company I work for, we make hydraulic cylinders, all the way from raw material to painted out the door, pressurized testing, all that stuff. So what was in that little short that I posted was, I think it was a 5.5-inch cylinder, and then you got to put in your root pass and cover passes over that. So that's why I put in my little caption. It may not look like it, but there's 3 welds underneath these top 2, and I'm really glad I got the experience that I have over how many years and still doing it and not getting sick of it, since there's, a lot of people out there that'll do it for 2-3 years and they're like, well, I want to do something else. And, I have my days, don't get me wrong, but.
Well, we all do.
It pays for gas in my motorcycle. So, that's the important thing, and food on the table and whatever else we need. So, yeah. So without that, I wouldn't be able to enjoy my hobby on 2 wheels. But, yeah.
What is the YouTube name? I'm sorry.
09 Fat Boy.
09 Fat Boy.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got a new channel. It's been up for what, a week now, or almost?
Almost a week. It'll be a week this coming weekend.
Are you on Instagram?
I am not. I did have Instagram, and there was just a lot of crap that I didn't care to get. on,
So you just put
so-
09 Fat Boy and it will pop right up, right?
yes, sir.
Yep.
Because if I
What's
looked
up,
at
Gremlin?
it would show me pictures of an 09 Fat Boy.
Well, it's actually, yeah, that's what I ride, actually, is 09 Fat Boy. So
Hey,
I wasn't-
SoFlo, good night, brother. Be
I
good.
wasn't
Thanks
too
for coming
creative on the
by.
name.
When I looked it up, I put 09 Fat Boy on my thing, and it showed 09 Fat Boys. I'm like, no, that's not him.
No. Here, I can,
Frogzilla, have a good night, brother. Thanks for coming by.
It is like it sounds, right? Like it
yeah,
says.
09 Fat Boy. That's,
Okay, I'll find it.
Just like that.
yeah, just like it says in my little box here. Just,
I got you.
yeah. No, like I said, I wasn't too creative on the name. So I figured I'm going to be riding it for years.
Still, for some reason, I still can't pull up Upstate Rider.
Oh,
I put the link in the last one.
Yeah, and I punched it in just like that, and it just came up a bunch of other stuff, and I'm like, whatever, I'll find it at some point in time. I'll wait and see, and it's great.
Well, you can always go to all the channels that I follow. 09 Fat Boy's in there. You know, Mikey Motorcycle's in there.
Yeah.
Upstate Riders in there. You know, just to name a few.
Yeah.
They're all in there. So you just go to the channels that I follow.
Yeah,
and they're all in there.
Yeah. Mikey,
Yeah,
what
friend of
happened? Mikey, what happened? You shaved that beard off or what?
I did. Yeah, I did. So I was.
He got in a fight with a razor and lost.
Yeah.
No, so
well, at least it didn't win too much because you ain't got cuts all over your face.
Oh no, they're there. It's just all of the rash is covering it up.
Yeah, I had my goatee going in, and I hated it, man. It bothered me after a while. So I got to shave this off.
Well, a lot of the problems I was having was I'm riding out here, and homeless people and Midwestern people look the same. So they wouldn't let me go in the bathrooms in some places. I was like, no, my motorcycle's like right outside. Like I just put gas in it, and they're like, no. So I had to get rid of some facial hair. I was going to try to do a little goatee action, but because I had grown the beard long, it was all, it didn't want to sit in the right spot. So I was like, I haven't face in a while.
You know, that whole thing about the homeless people, that really gets me with these places, because they're going to bitch and complain if they shit or piss outside. So instead of them letting them go in and use the facilities, you know what I mean? They're going to say, no, you can't do it here. Come on, man. Yeah, I get some of them. I guess some of them are that way because they choose to be that way, but some of them can't help it. Give them a fucking break, man. That shit just pisses me off. I went to Johnny a couple weeks ago, and there was a lady and her two kids sitting outside with a sign that said, homeless need food. And I went in and I came out. I had bought a couple of things and I put it in her basket, and along with a $10 bill. And the manager came out and he told her, he said, take you and your dirty kid and get off my property.
What?
I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell you what, if I wasn't on probation, man, me and that guy would have got into it. That was just rude. The poor kid, man, I felt like saying, come on, sit in my car and get warm or something,
Did you see the guy in San Francisco that was spraying the lady out in front of his art gallery with a hose? It was like 42 degrees outside.
Oh my God.
Yeah, people are assholes.
They're all screwed up and just spraying her with a hose.
Had to be California.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's incredible. Like, so I don't.
I'll be right back, guys.
Yep.
So I won't spend money in a place that doesn't open the restroom. Period. Just because it's a personal thing for me.
I
It's not about.
I said, man, how do you sleep at night? How do you sleep at night?
Yeah.
I hope you sleep with your eyes open, man, because one of these days, and I don't even really like going in there now. My wife likes shopping there. We go there, but every time I go in there, man, I look for that guy, and I hope the day he walks by me so I can stick my foot out and just trip him.
Well, all the crazy crap that's been going on out here, and especially in San Francisco, for Pete's sake. So you can imagine what that art gallery looked like once that video hit the news.
Oh yeah.
Boy.
Yeah. He's out of business. He's cooked. He's done.
Yeah.
They're lucky he didn't burn it down. Like they were, the general population was not pleased, and they took it out on his building.
Right, right.
It's so funny. I mean, okay, sorry, it's not funny. Me being a person that grew up in Minnesota, I've been in Southwest Minnesota all my life. My wife is originally from Portland.
Oh.
We ended up going out to Portland last August, right around Sturgis time. Drove through Sturgis the second day of the rally. I was pissed. That's a different story. Anyway, I have never, besides like around here, Sioux Falls, South Dakota area, you see every once in a while you'll see somebody standing on the corner holding a sign.
Yeah.
Okay, compare that to being out in Portland area, Salem, seeing the homeless camps. I mean, that was woke my eyes up, so to speak. You know, that's insane how many there are out there. And I don't remember the exact street, but it was close to Timberland or Timbertown Harley Davidson out there.
Yeah,
and we were getting gas, and which is another thing that I'm not used to is people pumping your gas. But you know, and this guy came up and grabbed this bottle of soda that one of the gas attendants had sitting out, and he asked her if it was his, and she just blew up, you know. And I've never seen that before, and it's such a, I don't know if humbling is the right word, but you know, makes the guy more thankful for the stuff that he has, even if it's just the minor details, you know. But I mean, and my main point on that was like, you know, it's hard to see somebody going through that
tough time,
tough time, and so many in one area.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because there's all the little camping and the pods or whatever you want to call them around Portland area, and my wife tried to prepare me for it the closer we got on our trip out there, and I couldn't believe it. I mean, it was just an experience to just see that, you know.
You know, it's easy to fire shots, you know, because I'm from Detroit, so we don't typically see that problem either. Strangely enough, it sounds.
We have it a lot here in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Hey,
Bri, I just want to say hello to Bri the biker. Thanks for coming by, and let's welcome in the beautiful one and only Mary C. Hi, Mary.
Mary, Bri, how you guys doing tonight?
So it's weird to look at those problems that are there and completely understand, coming from a Midwestern town where, you know, it can get down to 32 below. Well, why don't you see them? Well, hell, either they're freezing to death, they're dead, or they don't have anywhere else to go. So you have a climate over there that is, and I'm not even talking the political climate, I'm talking about the actual weather, is conducive to being able to do that. And you know, you have a very similar problem in Oklahoma. You have a very similar problem in Texas. You have a very similar problem in Florida.
Yep. You know, I have
in every major city, coast to coast.
Right.
It is.
I have a
and I
family
stayed in
member.
Salem, by the way. When you said Timbertown Harley Davidson, I know exactly what you're talking about. I was in Oregon last year for a stretch, and Timbertown's an awesome place. I actually bought
my Dun Life
Cycle Country, which is
right
around
on.
the corner from Timbertown.
Yeah, her stepmom, my wife's stepmom, lives in
Hi, Roddy.
I can't even. It's south of Salem.
Albany,
No,
Eugene, Slayton.
no, I can't even think
I'm
of
trying
it.
to throw them out.
Smaller town. I can ask her, and she would obviously know right off the bat. But anyway, yeah, it was just kind of a humbling experience to see that in person, and you know, like out here, and I don't know how it is in Detroit, but in Sioux Falls, you could spend a day in Sioux Falls and you will see the same person on 3 different corners.
Yeah,
you know,
Doc, I'm sure you see that a lot up in Connecticut too.
Yep. And the best part is when you see them on one corner, and then a few hours later, you see them changing their clothes, getting into their Bentleys or Mercedes Benz, and driving away.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, we there was a guy down here one time. Me and a buddy of mine, we actually kind of followed him because we knew something was up with him. And we went into Walmart. We came out. He was gone. We got down the end of the road, and I had said to him, I said, "Isn't that the guy that was just out on the corner?" And he's like, it is. He was getting into a brand new STS Cadillac.
Jesus.
And my buddy's like, I am rolling up on him. I'm like, no, man. I said, just let it go, you know. If he's driving a brand new STS Cadillac, he's also packing as well. So, you know,
Yeah,
why go there, you know? But
I followed a dude
yeah,
in.
you're right.
I followed a dude into a store and watched him buy some frozen pizzas and cook them and then eat them. And it was like, oh shit, because that's exactly what I expected. Is I expected, okay, he's gonna go out, go buy drugs or whatever. You know, he's telling me he's hungry. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. No, dude walked right in, grabbed a pizza, cooked the thing in the microwave, paid for the thing. Thank you very much, brother. I appreciate it. And on his way, I was like, oh man, shit is bad here.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah, that's
like I see it.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
I've given him money and watched him walk across the street right to the package store, liquor store, whatever it is, you know. And
What I do is, if you're really that hungry, all right, I'll take you to Burger King, McDonald's. I'll buy you a meal. They're like, no, I just
Right.
want the money. I said, well, then you're not that hungry. You don't need the money.
yeah, exactly.
I give him food.
Yeah.
Mary, throwing
it's
cans of
hesitant.
food at them doesn't count.
No, I don't throw cans of food at them, Bob.
Come on, yeah, you do.
No, every day it's the same motherfuckers at the bottom of the exit ramp every single day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Mary, I have an idea for Daytona.
What's
I have
that?
an idea. I have an idea for Daytona. There's a bike night in Orlando.
Yeah, at Ace Cafe. It's right up the street from me.
What night is that on?
Thursdays.
All right, so here's the deal.
I was
Pick you up.
actually going to tell you about it.
I'm going to pick you up Thursday at your house. We'll roll up to Daytona, spend the day, and then we'll go to Ace Cafe. We'll spend the time there at their bike night, and then I'll drop you off at home. Then I'll head back up to Daytona.
I can't read it.
If that works for you, it saves you a lot of driving and gets you some more in the wind.
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah. It's, hey, cream corn. No.
So if that works for you, while I'm down there, I'll get your address thrown into the GPS, and I'll head down and pick you up Thursday morning.
All right, that works. I'm literally like not even a mile from the Ace Cafe.
Okay.
Yeah, it's every Thursday they do it.
All right, so I'm going to put you in the calendar for Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
It was Almsville, Mike.
Oh yeah, I know Almsville.
Yeah,
And
that's
we
where
are,
my mom lives.
We're moving out there. We're moving right to that general vicinity right there. That's where our final destination will be. Yeah.
Nice.
So we
Those
lived
cans
in,
of cream
lived in
corn.
Salem, we lived up in Dayton, which is just
Yep.
between Portland and Salem. The hospital that she would land in is either McMinnville or in Salem, but she worked in Salem.
Oh, okay. Right on. Yeah, I don't know the area too well. I mean, but my wife took me up to Astoria and did the whole Goonies thing and went and seen Haystack Rock and all that stuff. And I'm a Goonies nerd, so I mean, I was in heaven.
Love the Goonies.
The truffle shuffle. Do the truffle shuffle all night.
Do the truffle shuffle. Come on, Bob.
I can't do that.
Come on, Bob.
No. 09 Fat Boy's got to do it. Come on, man. Truffle shuffle.
I can't do it tonight. Not tonight.
Come on, Mikey, give me a kiss.
I'll save that content for another night.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
Nancy Pelosi urinal. Yes, Mel, it does.
Yeah.
So now that Bob's not military, we can get a picture of him doing it.
Yeah.
So if I could ask a corny question, how did you guys get started in bikes? I mean, with like bikes, motorcycles, anything like that?
You're talking the whole panel?
Yeah, anybody.
Ed, Mikey, why don't you start off?
Yeah, I'll start. So I had a friend die at 18 years old. He was riding a ZX9 Ninja. Shortly after that, I was planning on getting a bike with him and riding right next to him. I knew that's what the plan was. And he crashed. I got into drugs, alcohol, all that shit, and I could not trust myself to go purchase a bike. So it took years. But it's always been something that I wanted to do. Grew up around it. My dad was a biker. And we're talking what, just a few years ago, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. No, I don't know. Went out there, picked it up because I had enough sobriety behind me to where I knew I wasn't going to get on the thing drunk. Because I knew that was a death sentence that was just going to happen. Yeah. from that point forward, my goal has been long distance everything. So
Right on.
Yeah, right on, man. That's good. All right, now
Nice.
PA Biker, you're next.
Well, I grew up around bikes most of my life as well. My oldest sister dated a guy that was in a club, which Doc, you probably heard of him, the Huns.
Absolutely.
And that's who I was brought up with. Pappy, who originally got the helmet law through in the state of Connecticut, is my uncle, and rest his soul. And I always got interested in bikes, mini bikes. I started out on a mini bike, and I bought me a KZ 400 or whatever. Yeah, KZ 400. Then I got a Yamaha 650 Special. Got rid of that and bought my first Sportster. Laid it down, and I said, "Well, I think that'd be enough," because I was a little too crazy at the time and wanted to swallow the bottle more than anything else. And so finally, I just said, "Well, if you want a bike, you just got to straighten up and save your pennies." So I bought a Kawasaki Vulcan 1200, and I had that for 20 years.
Oh wow.
And, yeah, and then my wife and I, when we started dating, that was like the first bike I ever took her out on a date on, pretty much. And then I decided to hell with it. I'm going to break the wallet and go buy me a Harley. And now I got my Miss Piggy sitting in the basement.
Yeah, right on.
Nice.
Yep.
All right, now I guess it's my turn, right?
Sure.
Yeah, we want to hear you.
All right.
Let's hear it, Bob.
So, once upon a time in a galaxy far, far away, there was this planet called Spaceball.
Nice.
No, seriously. I grew up around bikes. My old man had a raked out panhead chopper.
Okay.
It was a Springer. They didn't have the fork on it because back in the 60s and 70s, they didn't have no shock on their forks, on their Springers. That's something that came in the 80s and 90s. And you rode that down the highway as like a pogo stick. My uncle Frank, was also a biker, neither of which spent time in any club. I met the first club guy when I was a paper boy in 7th grade, and he was the president of the chapter of a national charter, national club in Connecticut. And I'm not going to name drop, even though he was shot and killed off his motorcycle on 95 by a rival club. He went around with me one day to collect money for my paper route from people who did not want to pay. They paid ever since, and they paid extra. So naturally, when I turned 16, I bought my first motorcycle, which was a KZ 400. And I worked for Bridgeport Kawasaki. I had a couple Cowies. I had a GSXR 1100. Then some years later, I got an FJ 600. And then after that, I decided to grow up and buy my Harley. And I had a 93 Softail. And then the rest is just history. I've had many, many Harleys since. And, spent my time in clubs. Mary knows my whole history with the clubs and club life. And, I'm done with that. And don't get me wrong, I love the guys in the club. I respect the clubs. I respect the club life, but I just can't do it anymore. So, and that's how I got into bikes.
Right on. Right.
How about you, 09 biker? Who put you on the spot?
Well, I've been in love with motorcycles since I was a little kid in elementary school. Luckily, my mom was agreeing enough to let me hang posters of scantily clad women on my wall, leaning, sitting, or washing bikes, whichever. And then when I was a little older after that, I was over at my uncle's house before he passed away. He was a collector of sorts. He had a lot of cluttery type stuff and whatever else. But anyway, my mom and I were over there cleaning it out, one of his back sheds, and I saw ape hanger handlebars, caught my eye, chrome right away. Well, it wasn't a bike. It turns out it was an older, and I'm sure you guys have heard of them, the old Brute cycles, trikes. it had the fiberglass bucket you sat in and the ape hanger bars, and I was kind of infatuated with it, and I kept asking him about it, and he finally looked at me and he's like, if you can fit that in your mom's van, you can take it home. And I crammed that thing in there as much as I could, and we ended up bringing it home. So yeah, that's kind of what started, like, you know, not so much motorcycles, but just having something with a motor that I can move around on. But then growing up, my stepbrother had a smaller Yamaha dirt bike, and my older brother had a bigger Yamaha dirt bike and some enduro bikes and stuff. So I mean that, and then I grew up with a lot of friends that had motorcycles. I was really good friends with a guy in Alexandria, Minnesota. His father was the owner of Paul's Harley Davidson. So we would, go out and ride, whatever else. And but I didn't have my own until, a couple of years ago. My wife and I, 21 in July, and we just we did an online thing one day on a whim and got it pre-approved and went out and found one that we liked, and it turned out to be my 09 Fat Boy. And the rest is history. My wife's dad rides a trike. He's got a Road King trike. And then, as I said in my one video here I posted the other day, my wife just picked up her first bike. It was an 05 Sportster, 1200 custom. And it's kind of a family thing now, at least from our family, little family, to my wife's side of the family. I mean, it's just, bikes, whenever we can ride. So
yeah, right on. All right, Mary, you're up. What got you into back seats?
That's just
Been
wrong.
around it my whole life, My mom's friends, cousins, uncles, the whole shebang. 99, I was working at BMW Motorcycles in the parts department. Just love to ride.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah, you know me, Bob. I just love to ride. I'm a backseat,
I know. You're a seat cushion ornament.
Mm-hmm.
All right, not a bad thing to be.
No,
not at all.
I'm good with that.
Didn't want to leave you out, Mary.
No, thank you, Boo. Stop.
But I'm looking forward to going down to Daytona. It's been a
I can't
while
wait
since
till you
I've been
get
down
there.
to Daytona. The last time I was down in Daytona for Bike Week was 2010. Biketoberfest was the last time I was in Daytona, which was in 2019. So I'm overdue for a trip to
We had
Daytona.
so much fun.
And it's going to be a lot of fun because I'm going to be meeting up with a lot of fellow YouTubers. Of course, I'm going to be hanging out with Mary for the day on Thursday. Rock on, girl.
Absolutely.
We're going to give you a ride from, Orlando to Daytona, back to Orlando. And I'm not putting the tour pack on, so you have to suffer with the sissy bar.
Whatever. I'm good. I prefer it, actually. The tour pack, I feel like I'm held in and I don't like it.
Yeah. Did you get to see Doodle at all, Mary, or you got out of work too late? Doodle.
Yeah, no, I literally got home when I, said, hey,
Popped
Bob.
on.
Yeah.
Now, Doodle's a sweetheart. She's a big YouTuber, and you're going to have to just go back and watch it from the beginning. She's awesome. She really is.
Definitely do that. I'm sad your wife's not coming, but,
Yeah, me too. I mean, she is my best friend, and I do like riding with her, and I'm not
she's
ashamed
my
to
best
admit
friend,
it.
and,
Well, we'll fight over that. I enjoy taking trips with her, and make fun of me all you want because my wife's my best friend, and I enjoy going on trips with her.
I'll share her with you. It's okay.
You have for the past 30 plus years. What's up, Mikey?
Was he sleeping? Oh.
Oh,
You right there, Mikey?
hey, there we are.
I thought you were sleeping. Are you sleeping?
Call you out.
Are you sleeping?
No, me, I am. I'm getting ready to get off this thing.
Yeah.
I've been tied up in a hospital bed for the last 24 hours. So,
Oh no.
yeah, you know.
You all right?
Yeah, I feel good now.
Okay. That's what
Yep.
matters.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good enough to get
Was
out
it
of my
that frontal lobotomy finally?
Yeah, they finally did it. You know, then I asked if they could give me an addictomy, but you know, they wouldn't. They said they didn't have an extra one.
Oh, okay.
Yes, you will, Mel. Absolutely.
Hmm.
And we'll be down in November, Mary, for Rob's wedding.
Oh, is it this November?
Yep.
Okay.
You remember Rob?
Okay, of course.
You scared him.
I was just going to say, poor kid. I think I traumatized him.
Yeah, you did. Yes, you did.
Well, guys, I got to get off here. My wife's
Yeah, me
almost
too.
home from work, so I'm going to spend
No,
some time with her. And
Yep. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. You guys
no
have a good
problem.
one.
Nice meeting
You know?
everybody.
All
Yep.
right, man.
And
You
yeah,
too.
you guys take care.
Peace
Have
out.
a good night.
Peace out,
All right.
guys.
Fat boy.
Keep in touch.
I'm out
Will
too,
do.
man.
Take care.
Yep. Bye.
Bye. So those are some two good dudes, man. I just met 09 Fat Boy earlier this week, and he's new to YouTube. And I was looking at his channel, and he's up to 21 subscribers, which is good for, I'm very happy for him. He's doing his thing, and it is what it is,
I think I was stuck at like 26 for 6 months, so he's killing it. He's doing great.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know about anybody else, but every now and then I look at my my analytics, and it sits there, and I'm like, wait a minute, I thought I had more than this. I just lost a few, and come to find out, it's YouTube getting rid of the trolls and the fake accounts and things like that, or it might be just people lost interest in my channel, and that's okay too.
It could be. It could be. I unsubscribe sometimes. You know what I mean? Like I'll go through my old list and I'll be like, oh yeah, I don't watch this anymore. Or, I don't watch this anymore because I want the feed that's going into my television to be things that I want to watch.
Right.
So, some people may do that. They might have caught, and I might have caught their eye for a short period of time for one or two videos, and and that's that. And
yeah, well, I try and keep everybody interested in all my videos, and I know I'm not the most interesting man in the world.
Oh, you're interesting.
If I was, I'd be on the Dos Equis commercials,
Oops, sorry, that's my finger. Sorry, guys. Okay.
You're giving me the finger. What else is new?
There you go.
You'll be sorry when I bite that finger off.
Yeah.
I had a great one today, Doc. That's why I actually jumped on, was to talk to you about this silly mistake that I had. So I have this chrome tappet cover that I'm going to put on the right side. And in order to do that on the Indian, or at least with the exhaust package that I have in it, I have to remove the head pipes.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least cut them, or bring them loose so that I can slide this thing back there. And I've been dreading this because I'm not at home. I don't have my gigantic toolbox full of goodies. I have, just a travel set. Hopefully I have everything. I get out there finally. I start ripping things apart. I go to the two bolts that are holding on or the two nuts that are holding on the head pipe, and I noticed that the lower was a bit loose.
Mm-hmm.
And, I've been noticing that as my bike gets hotter, slower. And I'm like, I don't know what the hell's going on, but louder and slower.
Yeah, exhaust leak will do that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So I got it all back together today, and I fired it up, and I looked down, and I see the chrome starting to go, you see it start to dim out from the heat. And shut the bike down, pulled everything apart, tightened again, got on that thing. Man, today was such a nice ride. I was like, man, this is why I love this bike. I remember now. But something as silly as that. So It was just one of those deals to where, mental note, check those things. I did check them after 500 miles or so, and they didn't seem to be loose, but maybe I was afraid of snapping those studs. And they probably should.
A lot of people also don't change their exhaust gaskets.
Right.
Depending on your head pipe, if it's where it mates to your head, if they're straight, then the stock gaskets won't work for you. You have to change them out to something that's a flat donut gasket, where if you have a tapered part at the head pipe where it goes to the head. Then you need the OEM style gaskets. And I've seen it many, many times. People come in, man, I changed my head pipe. I can't get it to seal. And they got the wrong gaskets in there or none at all.
Oh,
They found it. Yeah. They're like, oh, I couldn't get it on with the gaskets. So I just decided to take them out. Well, because you're using the wrong gaskets.
right.
Here's your bill.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. I never even considered really the tapered versus not. I know I have a tapered pipe and I have a tapered gasket, so I guess I just got lucky. All
Hold on. I got them here. I'll show you the difference.
right.
Is your weather good out there?
Oh my God, yes. Sunny, 70 today. Beautiful. Beautiful.
That's good.
It's coming to you. It's coming. It's
I know.
only matter of time,
It usually takes a little while, but
You're probably not
I was trying to run two programs here, so I got another show going on the side, so or I'm watching something else as well. So
Yep. All right. So here we go.
Droop shaved his
wait.
beard off.
They're both physically the same size, right? When you look at them from the side, you look at them from the back, right? Physically the same. The front end where the pipe goes in, this one is straight. There's no taper to it. This one, there's an actual taper right here where the head pipe for a tapered head pipe would go in. And with this one, the head pipe actually just butts up against it and squashes against the head. And you got to have the right tools for the right job.
The question is, can I use that tapered one if I needed to and just flip it?
No. If you need if your head pipe isn't tapered and you need the flat ones, any motorcycle shop that's decent, to include the Harley dealerships, will have these in stock, and they're not a lot of money. They're maybe $3 to $5 a piece on the high end.
Yeah, so let's talk about Indian again. $32 gaskets.
Again, that's why I like Harley. Even though HD stands for $100, but
I'm working on that video. I have all those things that are just.
I have an Indian coming in on Saturday for an exhaust job. He's canceled on me once. He was a no-show another time. So this is his third and final shot to get in here. And then I have a guy coming in. He was supposed to order his parts and get everything. So when he bring his bike in, all the parts would be here, and I could do his bike, which is tires and throttle cables and I guess something else he wants done. But he never came to order his parts, so I'm hoping he ordered his own parts.
You're doing the cables at an Indian?
No, on a older Softail, Harley Softail with an Evo motor.
Okay.
But at the Indian, I'm doing an exhaust job, a full exhaust system on it for him.
Oh, nice.
How are you, Mary?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right.
That's good.
Mary brings all the boys to the yard.
Doc, I was going to jump on a few minutes ago. Too many people on, so.
Dad, don't worry about it. It's all good, Ray.
Well, I had to run to Pizza Hut. My girl, there are about 50 people up there. They're all the teams up there celebrating. So I had to go.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They're celebrating. With High C and Tang drink and pizza, right?
Tang.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Tang.
But I was telling Mikey I've got two programs running. Droop shaved his whole beard off, man. I mean, he's live right now. You can see him. Yeah, he shaved every bit of that off.
Oh my God!
I started a trend.
Oh my God! Let me see if I can bring up Droop's
I'm
thing.
telling you,
I'll take a look at it.
He looks like he's about 40 now or 30 something.
Oh my God! Oh yeah, he looks like he's 12. Hold on. Hold on.
Which is good if he's really, he said he's trying to, he's changing some things and stuff like that. So,
yeah. There he is, guys.
Yeah.
Wow.
Shaved every bit of it.
Yeah, he did. Wow. That's crazy. Well, good for him if that's what he wanted to do, you know?
Yeah, that's what I told him. Changes is good sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna do it, but I mean, you know,
It ain't for me. But
I mean, if I do, I never cut. You know, I may take an inch off here and there, but you know, I don't go that close anymore. And it's
No.
not that I just like having a beard. You know, I mean,
Yeah, well, you know, if you lost your beard, nobody know who the hell you are now.
oh, dude, if you seen them pictures I posted with no beard on my
Hey, I mean,
Instagram,
if you did a live and without your beard, I'd get on there and say, "Who the hell's this imposter? Where the hell's
Yeah.
Ray?"
that's what they were
Kind of
saying.
like Mikey, motorcycling. You know, it sounds like you, doesn't look like you.
No, it tripped me out too. You know, it was like, whoa.
He's wearing a mask. That's what it is.
oh, my wife, my kids, everybody's saying the same thing. Like it's
That's what he said a minute ago. He said that like his kids and them, they ain't seen nothing like that in over like 5 years, you know, his face or nothing.
yeah. Hell, my dog looked at me funny. My
Why is the dog gonna bite you saying, "Who the hell's this guy?"
yeah.
Smells like that. Doesn't look like that.
Right.
Mary, are you okay?
Yeah, you're right over there.
You're all over the place.
I am everywhere.
You are fidgeting.
Yeah, that's Mary on a daily basis.
That's me. Oh yeah, absolutely. I cannot sit still. I'm worse than an 8-year-old boy that's been forced to sit in a classroom all day.
Do you have an ass like a 12-year-old girl?
Say what?
Wait till Mary's on the back of my bike. That's going to be fun.
I'm just
That
teasing.
is. That's going to be a experience.
Yeah, you've never ridden with me before.
No, I was going to say I've never. Nope.
Out of all the years we've known each other, you've never ridden with me.
Nope.
This will be a first for Mary.
Lots and lots of years too.
It's okay.
That's all right.
Maybe I'll have my license by the time I get to Daytona.
Okay.
I never had a
Are we gonna
motorcycle license.
Go to Froggies?
I never had
We
any
gotta
up
go to
to-
Froggies.
I never had a motorcycle license up to about 4 years ago.
Well, I got my motorcycle license before I got my car license, believe it or not.
I got tired of running from roadblocks. I'm serious. I went through like 2 of them, and I always get out on freaking days I shouldn't, like Memorial Day. I wanted to get out and ride, and
Those are DUI checkpoints.
yeah, and I was like, shit. So I ran from one, me and my brother, and I was like, man, I'm tired of looking over my shoulder every time I get out, you know. So I didn't even go take a course. I just read the book, went and took the test. So
In Connecticut, you have to take the safety course to get your license now.
oh well, that's
But
So
if
it's
you
an
have a permit,
investment.
You can ride. You got to wear
But
a
that's-
helmet and no passenger.
But that's
Yep.
good for a lot of people though, because they need safety. You know, they need to know how to, to control the motorcycle.
Hell, I've seen people walking around that should be wearing a helmet walking around. Never
Yeah.
mind driving or riding a motorcycle, just walking.
Exactly.
So I
Yeah, I
took
just find
mine.
it wild that in Connecticut you can have your permit. That's all you need. As long as
Yeah.
you have a passenger and you wear a helmet, you're good.
Yep. Then you could take the safety course, which is 500 and change,
Yeah.
and then you could take the written test, which costs money, and then the actual license costs money.
Well, everything
Well,
in Connecticut costs
Here,
money.
if you just if you pay the 500 and you take the course and you pass, they just give you a slip and you go to the DMV and they give you a license. You
Oh,
hand
no,
them the
see,
slip.
Connecticut, they're going to find out a way to tax you.
Oh no.
Like when you leave the
For
state,
everything.
when you leave the state, there's a sign that says, "Welcome to Connecticut. What did you buy? I need to tax you on."
That's great.
Oh, you bought gas out of state and you used it? Okay, we got to tax you on that.
Yeah, dude, how about that bastard trying to tax you on your mileage?
Yeah. He
How
tried
much
to
do you drive?
he tried to push through a mileage tax on your vehicles. I want to know, how the hell is he going to monitor how many miles I put on my vehicles?
Yeah.
You're not installing anything on my personal property.
Huh?
You
Oh,
can't.
you know?
If you want to install it, guess what? You just paid for it, lock, stock, and barrel.
Yeah.
I think it's already installed though, Doc, unless you have like a 1996. Anything that's
What?
connected? Anything that's connected? they
Well,
know
my
it's-
lowrider S isn't connected,
Nope. My 2000 Cherokee's not.
and I could go in and disable the GPS on the Road Glide.
I'll be honest, man.
Your
I don't know
road
how
actually
y'all
has
live
a
in some of them
GPS
states.
installed in it. See, I don't like
Yeah.
that shit.
And I could disable the GPS in the bends. All you have to do is disconnect the antenna.
Yeah.
They know a lot more than I think we think they do. You know,
Oh shit! Look how many chips that they buy from
Everybody
China.
20 years
I
ago
mean, they
said I
ain't
was
just putting
nuts
that
when I
shit in
said
their
they're
phone.
watching you. Everybody
Nope.
said I was crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, just like all them chips we're buying from China, they're not just putting them in cell phones.
Yep, Mel,
Some
you're
bitches
right.
are going anything.
Yep. Now they're sending balloons over.
I mean,
please,
you can
don't
look.
even get
I
me
mean, you can
started with
look at.
that.
Hey, I can look at somebody's address on my. I can look
Why do
somebody
you
up
think they banned lead paint? Why do you think they banned lead paint?
because my kids stopped eating it.
No, because they can't look through your ceiling with a satellite.
Yeah. Seriously, I can look at like on my GPS, my maps, and I can look at my brother's house in Georgia, and it'll shoot, and I can zoom in so close it'll shoot a live angle, and I can see exactly. I mean, right there, and I'm like, that's crazy.
And that's
Yeah,
civilian.
That's
You know,
why
Yeah.
they banned lead paint. 'Cause they can't look
Exactly.
through your
not
ceilings
government,
with the
that's not
satellite.
military.
Yeah.
For real.
So no telling what they can do. You know, hell, they can probably do a 3D remnants inside your home.
That's
Yeah.
It cracks me up because it's like, well, they're never gonna. Well, I hate to
Bullshit.
break it to you, but
They've already done it. Yeah.
for a
Let me
long
tell
time.
you, before
Are
my
you kidding me? When I had to renew my secret clearance for the Army, I had to sit down with an FBI agent because there was questionable photos they had of me at clubhouses and wearing colors and everything. And the first thing they said is, "Tell me about your gang affiliation." What gang affiliation? And I'm like, it's not a gang; it's a motorcycle club. You know?
Well, they feel like if they can label it, then they can stop it, or they can, put you in jail over it. If they can label you.
I can't go to if I wanted to. If I want to go to Australia, I can't now.
Why is that?
Because I have 2 tattoos that'll put me in jail for 2 years minimum.
I know which tattoos those are.
It's my club tat and my diamond tat. If you have any sort of club colors or tattoos and it's being visible in public, guess what? Automatic 2 years in prison in Australia.
No shit.
You can
Well,
go
Bob,
to
you know I've already been looked at just because of who I know.
Yeah.
So, I've been looked at.
Oh, I already know I'm on the anti-gang task force watch list.
Oh, no, I'm talking about with, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. And when I came back, every time I came back from the Middle East, my name was on the terrorist watch list for 2 years. Before my name came off, I got redeployed.
That's what's not making sense to me.
I had a neighbor that came back from the Navy. He was doing communication.
You should have known that though, because look how they treat the vets. I mean,
Yep. It's disgusting. It's disgusting.
Yeah. And my neighbor got a job with the CIA, and they came to our house. I mean, we're literally next door neighbors, and we talked. And those people sat with us for over an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So, how are Ray's Middle Eastern friends? I'm like, I've never met anybody Middle Eastern at Ray's house. Oh, okay, that's cool. So, Ray's Middle Eastern friends, when they come over, do they barbecue or do they? And I'm like, no.
I have no
clue for people.
Trying to get me to say something that is just simply not true. And I was like, no.
I've been looked at.
Well, what I think every one of them every state should do is take the governor's houses and move all the vets in there that's homeless.
You know what, Mel? That's why my mom keeps her
the
Alexa
governors
in the
out.
garage.
I mean, why does the governor need a mansion for one kid and a wife or whatever, even if they don't have family?
Yeah.
Why do they need a mansion to run, to run the state or to be a governor?
Because they're special.
Move them some bitches out. Move the veterans that's homeless in. And
they're special. They can't walk upstairs. Look at Joe Biden.
That's special.
You saw in LA, they have a whole veteran city right outside the mayor. Is it it's the
layers,
the complex,
Yeah, his walled off, fenced off. Yeah.
But California's believe walls don't work, so.
Yeah.
But they put them up all around their houses.
Did any of y'all watch that State of the Union speech?
Listen, I didn't want to listen to a word that bumbling idiot
Dude,
said.
can't listen
hey,
to
them
him. I
Republicans,
can't
man,
listen
they
to
were
him.
hollering out, screaming, liar, it's your fault. You know, when you start talking about the border and everything, I want to secure the border. They're like, it's your fault. And then he started talking about fentanyl. They was like, it's your fault. And they were screaming at him, you liar, you
I
liar.
lost
You
my
know,
brother
Good.
to
you're the
fentanyl,
reason.
believe me.
I mean, you can't understand the word the idiot's saying when he's
No,
talking.
well, I don't
And
think,
if you do, none of it makes sense.
well, and it's always, you know how they are. They want to get up there and they lie about what they want. And that's just bullshit talk,
Yeah.
lies. Because in their mind, their agenda is not, he's just trying to look good in front of cameras.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
I
you
want to
know,
unite
he's a
everybody.
fraud.
Drunken Ozzy Osbourne is more coherent than that idiot.
Yeah.
And his
No
wife
shit.
and his son ought to be ashamed of themselves. They ought to be
They shouldn't
ashamed of
even-
themselves.
And his wife, first of all, she's an idiot, but she should have never let him run to start with.
Yep.
I
It's
mean, first of all,
disgusting.
they just used him to get their agenda in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know?
And the Democratic Party says they're not backing him for reelection, or
Bullshit.
if Kamala
There was a
wants to run
campaign
for
speech last
office, they're
night.
not backing her either.
I wouldn't
There
give
was a
her a Fruit
campaign
Loop to
speech
eat.
last night.
She's an idiot.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean-
I don't necessarily prescribe to either one of those parties. To be honest with you, I think all 532 of them are in a class of their own, and they're not our class. They're not our.
No.
Not. I don't care if they have an R.
They're all in it together.
I'm a
one of them.
I'm a
If you
constitutionalist.
The goal there is to make
if you
you argue with me,
if
right?
you
So that
watch
way they
Sarah,
can stay in power, and to hell with all of them. The whole
if you watch
the whole shebang. They're just fighting for TV
Thanks,
time.
man.
What the hell with them?
if you
Yeah,
watch
I'm a
Sarah Huck-
constitutionalist. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republic. I'm a constitutionalist.
I'm a free
I
thinker.
swore an oath to that document, and it has yet to expire.
hey, I'll tell you what. If you watch Sarah Huckabee's
I love her.
rebuttal,
I love
she
her.
was the rebuttal. She was the Republican.
killer.
Oh, she called him crazy, and I mean, she had. They said she was the one of the best speeches of, you know.
She's going to be our first woman president.
Hey, that's what she said. I'm 40 and he's 80 and he don't know, you know what I mean? Shit. And he's went with the woke agenda. She knocked it out of the park, man.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm telling you, man, if they're crackheads, they are just. I'm a CEO. I'm a conscientious objective. No.
Nope.
I
I believe in the Constitution of the United States. And you know what? When I ride, I keep one on me, and I keep one in my car, and I keep one in the house. Because you know what? I also know the Constitution. I know my rights, and that's dangerous to cops because they're the first ones who will infringe on all your constitutional rights. And if you know your rights, there's nothing they could do. And if they do, then guess what? You got nice lawsuits that will sit there, and you could sue the police department, and now you could sue the cop themselves and own everything they have for infringements on your constitutional rights.
And yeah, I thought
Yeah, but they
had,
also-
what
they also-
community.
What gets me though, they also
There
go
I am.
home.
I'm back.
They
Okay.
got an arsenal of fucking ARs and shit, and they act like, you know, they're allowed to have them, but we're not.
Yep. I was asked
Really?
once, I was asked by a cop, what would you do if the police ever showed up to collect your guns? I says, I'll give them to you. One bullet at a time.
Yeah, they're not gonna.
Let me throw a controversial idea at you folks, because I think this is something I don't know that that's talked about enough, and especially from the NRA, for Pete's sake. You want to talk about an erosion of gun rights? They are disarming our citizens one by one, felony by felony.
Yep.
And we support it. And
Yep.
we support it. We say, yes, we should take those guns. What
Nope.
the hell?
I don't. No, I
That's
don't.
how they're
Because
disarming us.
here you go.
Yeah.
That's how they're disarming us.
Here you
One
go.
felony at a time.
The government will destroy your history. They
Mhm.
destroy your books about history. The government disarms their masses. There was one government in history that has done all of that. Does anybody know what government did that?
The German government.
The Nazi Party.
Yep. Yep. They disarmed. That's how they invaded Poland.
Yep. They disarmed their citizens. They took away their history. They destroyed their history books. They took away everything. And then with
indoctrinated
that,
their
they
children.
brainwashed them all into believing in their nationalism and their rights, and they were the superior race, and nobody else mattered.
Well, like I said the other night, the movie Red Dawn, it's coming. I mean, why do you think China's buying up all the land and shit through corporations and farmlands and coastal lands so they can just come right on in and we can't fucking stop them? They know we'll fight, hand to hand, but if they can get enough land where they can come in and set base up, they're going to do it. They want us eating grass and fucking rice paddies and under their thumb.
People forget China owns us.
They own our national debt.
They own the debt. They don't own me, but they own the debt.
No, they don't own me either. They don't own none of us, but yeah.
But they,
who has power in that relationship, though? The person who owes the money or the person who is owed the money?
Yeah.
I mean, we're in a good spot if we owe them money, right? What are they going to do?
They'll send their balloons over.
Right. And do what? Are they going to try to destroy us while we owe them all these trillions of dollars? That doesn't make a lot of sense. It doesn't seem to be. So I think we're in a power position when it comes to them owning us. I think we're in a good spot there. As long as
but the psychotics in charge, the psychotics that are stupid in charge don't realize that.
I know.
Got your medicine over here, babe.
I know. And it's completely ass backwards. It sounds ass backwards, but when you think about it from a person to person's perspective, it makes sense, right?
Well,
I owe you money, Doc.Harley. You're less likely to be an asshole to me.
Is a bookie going to kill somebody that owes him $10,000 because they'll never get the money?
Exactly.
Yep.
So they can own us. That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, what's going to happen when one day you go to buy groceries or get gas and your credit cards and debit cards no longer work?
Mm-hmm.
And they don't want to, and nobody wants to take cash because it's worthless. That's when you're going to have to trade with gold and silver because that's the only thing that's going to be worth anything.
Or goods and services.
You know who told me that, Bob? Mr. Muzzio told me that.
Yep.
When I was 21 years old.
At least we're not like Cuba. Each person only gets like 4 eggs a day each. So
I'm going to comment on Evil Rick. He is right. The Constitution is there to limit the power of the government, not limit the power of the people.
Well,
That
seem to
was-
have that confused, Bob.
That is exactly correct. There's very few of us that realize that and understand that. And the majority of the people believe that Constitution is an outdated document, which is so far from the truth and so far out of reality. That is there for a reason. Same thing with the Bill of Rights. Those documents are just as strong as the Declaration of Independence.
it's not that they're outdated. It's just that they're dry. We haven't stood as a hard country and forced them enough. Our Republicans ain't. They really ain't. If they would lay the law down and fight actually for the people they say that put them in office, which is us, our Constitution would be so strong that they couldn't contest any of it. They wouldn't say gun control and take away guns and this or that because the Constitution would be so strong that us Americans would be able to have more rights than what we got. I mean,
that's what's weird though, Ray. That's what's sad about the whole scenario when I'm talking about the felons, is that they're eroding it and we're all cheering it on. All of us.
If you're a convicted felon, you can't vote.
Oh, I know.
You can.
Trump made that.
It depends
Trump
on where you
changed
are
that.
and the nature of your felony.
Yeah,
Trump
depends on where you are,
changed
what state.
Yeah, you can file a paper and they can approve for you to vote.
Yeah, but you shouldn't have to file for a paper. You served your time, you paid your debt to society. Guess what? You're back to being a citizen in the United States and you should be allowed to vote.
And you should be allowed to carry a gun.
Yeah.
And I'm a firm believer in, you know what? If you're going to go, you need to stand in line to vote, not mail in vote.
Yeah.
No, fuck that.
And I'm a firm believer that when you go vote, you show an ID of to prove who you are voting.
Hey, Dr. Harley, how would I vote?
How would you vote?
Mm-hmm.
I believe you'd vote your conscience.
No. I mean, how physically would I go to my poll and vote? Me
Get in the
personally.
car, you go there.
Yeah, car,
Yeah,
motorcycle.
about 3,500 miles from my home.
Well, there are reasons to go vote. Now, in 2010, for the election in 2010, I did a mail-in ballot because I was in Iraq. You know what's funny? I mailed my ballot in when I got to Iraq and made sure I had plenty of time. It had 5 months to get to the home to ballot. 2 weeks after the election, I got my ballot returned back. It says invalid address.
remember
It's
that.
printed right on there.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was also the same year that Barack Obama took the American flag off the White House and flew the Chinese flag to celebrate 200 years of communism in China.
China.
So,
Well, I don't think a violent offender should be able to carry a gun.
no.
But I'm not a violent
It
offender.
depends.
I was going to say,
know.
what's violent?
Armed robbery, murder, something that's,
Usually people go to jail for murder and jail for life.
yeah, but I mean, like me, I'm not a violent offender. I'm not a career criminal. So I think I should be able to carry a gun. Well, I mean, I do. I just not by law, So
You do on your own property.
I do everywhere.
Oh, shh.
I just don't get caught. They don't know
That's why I'm glad I'm here in the land of the free.
God's waiting room.
me. Well, honey, I'm not in Mexico.
Right on. Right on.
I'm in Florida. I
It's
can
just
pretty much do
crazy
whatever the
though,
hell I
man,
want.
because they think that just because some little bullshit, you're not human anymore. You're nothing, and it's like,
Yep.
no,
You have more rights as a refugee than you do as a citizen.
I was gonna say I should tell them, look, I'm a criminal refugee.
Yeah. I was just reading today, a guy in Texas is brought up on murder charges
Oh my God, yes.
because he shot and killed a border jumper who's been removed from the United States 3 times. And
Also removed from that guy's property. That guy's he's had issues with him, and now he was asking the judge to lower the bond or the bail because it was like in the millions or $1 million or something. And he's like, no one's home to protect my wife from my cattle, my animals and shit. So, I mean, I don't blame him. Who knows what that guy, because they found him like on someone else's property. So they think the guy shot him and he ran, Well, hell, he could have been trying to break in or do anything to that guy's house,
prove it was that guy who shot him. He wasn't even on my property at that point.
Well, not just that. It's just like we're saying, where's our rights? You got someone coming illegal over here and obviously doesn't want to walk up to the Border Patrol and go in custody and be sent in that way. So obviously he's a criminal or he's up to something no good. So he's going to, go through somebody else's property and try not to get caught.
And he's a repeat offender.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Then he sees an opportunity to try to, rob or kill or do something. So the guy shoots him. I don't blame the guy, and now the guy's in trouble for defending his home and his land or maybe his life, So,
yeah.
Bob,
that guy was 1.5 miles from the border, and he's had an issue with illegals.
Yeah. I'd shoot
Can you
everyone.
blame him? I mean, there was a time that the former New Haven, the mayor of the city of New Haven, which New Haven is a sanctuary city, said they are not illegal immigrants. They're just undocumented immigrants because they haven't broken the law.
They broke the law the day they crossed the border.
Bingo!
As soon as they got in that water, they broke the law.
They shouldn't separate families. Well, people get separated from their families every day when they're
Soldiers get separated from their kids. People who go to jail get separated from their kids.
That's what I mean.
DCF pulls kids away from their families all the time.
Yeah. DCS or here it's called DCS, but yeah, and then they want to put fathers in jail for child support, but how many kids has come in, or they don't even, sex trafficking, all this shit that, what? they want to worry about some guy that that's $100 behind on his payment. Well, how's he gonna make that payment if he's locked up? He ain't.
Yeah.
It's
They're
a
gonna
racket,
take-
Ray. It's been
Yeah,
a racket
they-
for a long,
they
long
take-
time. The whole prison system is. Half of it's private.
Yeah,
You
they
know what I
take
mean?
their
Like, you look at
license.
the federal prison system, you got privatized freaking prisons. You had all that
Yeah.
shit up in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. But maybe 3
Well-
years ago, with that judge that was in cahoots and getting money to sentence these kids, these
Yeah.
juveniles, to multi-year sentences because these private institutions were
We're
giving
paying.
kickbacks to the judge.
Yeah,
And
there's
Well,
a,
just like
I'm
the
not
doctors.
throwing stones here, and I am not a leftist, but can you guess which party that guy belonged to, and who put these private systems in place? Not Democrats.
no, it wasn't.
It wasn't. This is what I'm saying. Both of them are messed up, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They're all
All
like
of them are
it.
bad.
Well,
Every
first of
one of them
all,
are bad.
I think every one of them over 50 needs to fucking retire and get out of there because they're trying to do, just like they said about Joe Biden last night. He's trying to talk and do old shit that doesn't work. Them old things does not work anymore.
Yep.
Just like Sarah Huckabee said, it's a new age. This is, y'all need to move on and let the younger people take over.
Well, here's the thing. Congressmen and senators for the country were never supposed to be a career.
30
The way
years.
it was designed was you had your life back home. And when you got called to service, you got paid a per diem to go to D.C. and be in session. And then when you were done in session, you went home and went back and, worked your farm or been a lawyer or be a doctor or whatever a school teacher. That's the way it was designed. It was never designed for people to be career politicians.
But look at them. And it ain't just the Democrats. It's both sides. They go in there, just like that old guy said 100 years ago or whatever. If you go in as a politician broke and you come out rich, you didn't go in for the right reason.
Oh yeah, look at AOC. When she got elected the first time, she could not afford to move to DC. The people in her district put a GoFundMe page together. She made so much money, she was able to buy a condominium in DC and hire not one but 2 interior decorators and rent her furniture. And so she went into office, leaving a career as a bartender because she's not even smart enough to do that job.
No.
That now her net worth is something like $3 or $4 million on
She's trying to be a TikTok star.
Yeah, on $160,000 a year job.
Well,
how do you make $3 or $4 million in 6 years on $160,000 a year?
Well, that's like Nancy Pelosi. Her net worth, if she's been in there 30 years, her net worth is supposed to be like 5 or 7 million. She's worth like 130, 150.
Well, that's because she does inside stock trading. Who the government is awarding contracts to.
They all do. Yeah, they all do. They just got those 2 jokers down in Georgia.
Yeah,
they all do.
Not only that, though, both sides do it. And that's why they come out and you see them, going and speaking and shit for $500,000 or, for a speaking thing because they've got so much money anyways. They're not going back to being a lawyer or doing this.
I got to run.
All right, Mikey, thanks for coming in, man. They all scream and yell about how poorly the VA system is run and how poorly the veterans are being taken care of, especially around Veterans Day and Memorial Day. They all beat that drum. And I sit there and says, you really want to know how to fix that system? Okay, every congressman and senator and president and vice president of the United States has to use the VA healthcare system for themselves and their family. I bet you within a week that whole system gets fixed.
Oh, yeah. If they had to go there and see how it operates and use it, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had my fair dealings with the VA.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm going to jump off here too, Doc.
All right, Ray.
And I think I'm going to chill out for a little while and kind of
stretch
out.
We're going to be ending this soon anyways.
I just didn't want to jump on when there was like 7 people on earlier, and I just thought that,
No, there was 6 at one point.
Yeah, and I just, a lot of talking. I just figured I'd wait until.
Yeah, right on, brother. Anytime, you know that.
We could actually talk, so.
Yep.
Sometimes when it does, Do what?
Good to see you.
You too. Take care and stop fidgeting all the time.
Oh, dude, I never stop fidgeting.
I'm just teasing you. You do you. Doc,
I
I'll see
never
you
stop
probably
fidgeting.
tomorrow or something.
You got it, brother. Be good.
All right.
See you, Grandma. Bye,
Take care.
Mel. All right, hon.
Let's see
Where
here.
is Mel, Bob? Mel, where are you?
She's in the house.
Oh,
I'm in
so I
the
guess it's
OR,
just you and
as I call it.
Uh-huh. Last two standing.
Always. All right. I'm gonna call it quits. I'd like to thank Doodle on a motorcycle for coming on tonight. It was great to have her on. It was a pleasure to have her. I'd like to thank all my guests that came on with that, which would be XAN Biker, Mary C, Race Motor Life, Mikey Motorcycle. I can't remember everybody else. DDK, Gremlin, thank you for coming by. Roadie Riders, thank you for coming by. Evil Rick, you've been here since the beginning. I appreciate it. Moto Noggin was on. Thank you, Moto Noggin. Thank you everybody that's come by. And it's been a fun night. It was
It
an
has
interesting night. I really can't complain. Bry, thanks for coming by too. Bry the biker. He had his live tonight and he got done and came by and sit and hung out. That was awesome. So I'm going to say this and then we're going to sign off. All right, guys. Thanks for coming by.
Good
Thanks for
night.
watching. Live the best life you can. Ride often and ride hard.
All right, good night.